Damn, Gary, some serious gourmet shit. What flavor is this? That's right, it's the all-hell medium roast private blend. Check out the Geek Grind Coffee Nerdrotic page for our other options like the Decadent, Feathers of Liberty, vanilla-infused flavored coffee. Or if you're looking for something darker, try the Dark Roast FNT blend of the Fellowship. You know what? Just buy all three. GeekGrindCoffee.com. Use discount code Nerdrotic.
Oh man. What?
Musical theater!
That's cool.
Fuck off!
Oh my god.
Shit.
A Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves or just rat flies or can.
Silicone is like more dangerous but feels better. That's what I learned.
Those issues are historically and systematically cis-hetero white men's fault.
You can't scare me with this Gestapo crap. I know my rights.
Say that again.
A lot of blood, violence, guns involved as well, and it's very gritty. And it's a different feel compared to what the other MCU stuff that we've seen.
Oh,
Oop, Freudian slip. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All the camera's on. All the camera's been on the whole time. I don't want to come up.
That's what she said.
That's what he said. Oh.
Sorry,
I
that's
like
what
it
he
down
said.
here.
Just make sure to zip up first.
I can't.
Clean
I
yourself
can't. My pants are off.
Of course. Az,
Yeah.
pull up your
Yeah.
pants, get up,
Oh, okay.
show starting, and the whole world knows what you've been doing.
Caught.
I was just trying to plug in my PC.
You're just building some Lego down there, okay?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Friday Night Tights. It's
Sorry,
Friday.
has anyone got a cigarette?
No.
Wow.
Have you got a cigarette? Yeah, there you go. Welcome, everybody. It is Friday Night Tights. I am here with completely sleep deprived because I was up super late editing a video for the worst show of the year by far. I think that we're safe to say that's the worst show of the year, Echo, that we're going to discuss today. Jeremy is on assignment.
Boobs. That's a booby bird.
That wasn't 10 minutes. That was before 10 minutes. You promised.
Yeah,
Liar.
you failed.
We were counting on the timing.
7 minutes, okay.
I believed in you, ass.
Look, it's not the first time in my life I've been premature.
Oh.
This is your intro. Go, Az.
I'm okay with that.
All right. Thanks, Az, from Heels versus Babyface.
Heels versus.
Quite frankly, that's what I called your channel for the first 6 months anyway, so it's my fault too. Hello.
I did too. I kept calling it. I kept in my head saying heels, and I was like, where did I get that from?
Oh.
Because you have two heels.
Sorry, ass.
Yeah.
You never just wear
It's the
one.
Because
stilettos.
heels are
Why
on
can't,
shoes.
why can't people just read?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is fucked up.
That's
You guys
what
could be
people have been wondering
correct.
about me my entire life. Why can't I just read?
Written right there, heel versus
And
baby
that did-
pin.
That did have a problem with Echo. Way too much reading.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
I can just put on my
Even
phone.
better when you don't have subtitles for it.
Yeah.
Well, when you don't have a
If you're
contact
reading
lens,
most, you have no idea what's going
No,
on.
I think the show is better without the subtitles. It probably, I think that improves the
Wait,
experience.
It's just
You guys had
arguing, that's all it
subtitles?
is.
But you can turn
I
them
think I
on.
remembered when I could turn them on.
What, do you not have Hulu, Chrissy?
I tried for 5 episodes to turn on the subtitles. I couldn't put the fucking subtitles on. I don't know what the fuck anybody was saying the whole time.
And
It's
it's not like you
interpretive.
can interpret anyone's expression because
Yeah,
the main
Chrissy,
character just has the same expression the
Chrissy,
whole time.
it doesn't change the show's quality at all. Okay, so
It
don't worry
actually
about
it's more infuriating with the subtitles
Yeah.
on because you can read the sentence and it takes these miserable fucks forever to sign through the
I was-
entire thing.
It was
I
brutal.
was
it drives me
tearing my
crazy.
eyes out how stunted that made the dialogue. I was just everything was drawn out.
Every
Echo is a
line
show
was-
about a disabled person, but really it just makes you want to be deaf and blind too.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, that's what
Oh.
I would rather live that way than have to experience Echo again.
But not dead. So there you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
arguable.
I
I
they
just-
were
just
trying to
fine.
make me feel like, oh, in your face, person who can hear, this is what it feels like to not know what the fuck is going on. I thought that was the point of the show.
What a great assassin.
Yeah.
Somebody that can't understand people that are standing right in front of them when they're speaking.
At
Well, the
least
even
give her
better
the
part is they
ability
don't-
to read
Well,
lips.
we'll get
because
into that. Let's.
How
She
is
was
she
like-
getting around the world? Nobody knows how to sign. She's, she has
It's
no
American
idea.
Sign
Meatloaf's
Language
them.
too. Yeah.
As soon as she goes into a roller rink in Oklahoma, she has trouble communicating to people, yet she's supposed to be like some great big assassin.
And that's going to take over Kingpin's empire. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pin.
Queen
Yeah.
Pin.
Queen Pin. Hi, Ryan.
Hi. Yeah, Echo was miserably bad. Me and Gary missed a stream we were supposed to do last night because Gary was balls deep in his Echo, which should be coming out soon.
Tomorrow. I think
Yeah,
it's
working
coming
on
out
it.
tomorrow. But yeah, I was in the zone, man, and completely forgot about it. And I picked up the phone around 11 o'clock to message you that I forgot Reacher, dude. And then you would text me at 10 saying I forgot Reacher.
Yeah,
So-
hey, we forgot to do Reacher. I
Might
did
be the
watch
fifth.
it. I did watch it, and it's a good episode.
Oh,
so
I
we missed a good episode.
Can't wait to
yesterday.
watch it tonight. Yeah, we'll do 2 episodes next week on Nerdrotic Live.
That might
so
be the first
sorry.
time we actually have to have an intervention, though, that the MCU has prevented you from watching Reacher. It's like, very, very
That's a problem.
seriously.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
If only Gary had an ancestor, a Native American ancestors whose power was like remembering everything. That'd be like very convenient. He could use that power. Never forget anything again.
Oh my God, I'd never lose my keys. It'd be great.
And it's like there's no effort or like nothing about you that's like earned that power. It just so happens to be you're related to another person who is really good at something. So now you can do it too.
How about that?
And also a female.
Getting visions of someone braiding his beard and just sitting there and braiding his beard.
How about that hero's journey? All she had to do to connect with her powers is talk to her grandma and go home.
Like her, no,
But
this
also
show-
tell her grandma that her grandma abandoned her because everyone abandoned her. Like every dialogue is she telling them about how she got abandoned and that they should feel bad.
They never have anything to say. They're always like, yeah, I suck.
Yeah, I totally suck. And
you murdered people.
We'll get to that.
Her powers are literally like this is the craziest girl boss we've ever seen in the MCU because her powers are literally just the fact that she happens to be related to other girl bosses and she can then share her powers and temporarily make other girl bosses as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
that is legitimately her powers in this. That's
She has
it.
Indian privilege.
Her power is Mary Sue.
Let's not
Hey,
forget.
I have Indian privilege. They have Native American.
There you go. and let's not forget how
Is that
progressive.
not cultural appropriation?
Right?
Yes.
And let's not forget the Native Americans were known for their progressive behavior as far as feminism is concerned.
Yeah.
I mean, like famous
totally.
for it.
I want to know what these fucks in like 1200 AD were eating. There was a bunch of fat pieces of shit in this like 1,000-year-old tribe.
Where did they find
There
the
was a lot of
steroids?
diabetes representation going on.
And then the one guy who was like on steroids.
That
Like,
one
where did they
guy
find
was
those?
jacked.
It went from super fat to super jacked, and I'm like, where is the protein and the carbs coming from?
Buffalo.
It's all from corn. Okay.
Yeah, it's all from corn.
Okay, that's some good
It sucks
fucking
as well.
corn.
It's like the easiest Family Guy joke where she's like leaving her apartment, can't find her keys, and then calls upon her ancestors. They all arrive, and then she's like, "Yeah, where'd I put them?" Like,
Where'd I put-
and they
oh,
all
and then
start
it
looking
just-
around.
Like over there by the refrigerator.
Oh God! Here.
Hello,
on the
Shad.
What was frustrating, the ancestors, some of them weren't even that skilled. Like the one playing the sport game or whatever. She didn't do anything creative apart from try and grab a ball. And there's that supposed to give her tactics.
That is
Her hands
that's a woman's interpretation of strategy, Shad.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that made me laugh was when her leg was jammed in the train thing, and suddenly, I don't know which ancestor had skill in getting a leg free of a train coupling, but that did it. It's just magic.
That was the one that had strength. It's because she
I was
shoved the train
confused.
car apart.
Yeah, I was
to-
confused about that. Did she have super strength, or was it the strength of combined of like many women? Which I
She
still don't
has
think would
super
push a
strength.
trade, by the way.
She has super strength from the first Choctaw bitch that they showed who was like holding up the ceiling or whatever. That first woman in the opening sequence had super strength.
That was
I thought the
not
tribe was
clear.
called Slapperho.
Yes. Yes.
No, I believe she's part of the Mary Sue tribe.
Yeah. Well, the Slapaho is married into the Mary Sues, so
Hello, Shad.
all related.
Hey,
Shad M
Gary.
Brooks, what's up?
So my wife and I like to try and, I don't know, recover.
All right, easy,
from-
easy. Where you going with this one, mate?
Oh yeah, did you
It's a
see that?
family
Hey,
stream,
Shad,
okay?
did you
Family
see that
stream.
Legion of Memers clip out there already of you forcing yourself to completion?
I had to, Gary. It was painful, man. I need to watch that. Because, like, usually there are shows that, like, I don't know. This is another, I think, point in a weekly release instead of binge, because, like, if it's just one bad episode once a week, I can just, I can survive it better. 5 episodes, this was tough to get through. This was really tough to get through. I
Yeah,
had to
it
just
was.
close my eyes sometimes and just
Especially
push
since
through it.
40% of it was just her riding a motorcycle to trim the music.
Hey,
like
Riding a motorcycle and signing.
baggage claim. How many times did they pass by that effing mural?
Oh.
It feels like 6
We get
times.
it.
We get it.
Once or
You're in
twice an episode.
Tamaha or whatever,
Where are we at?
Oklahoma.
Where are
Yeah.
we? Where are we?
Get it.
But to recover, my wife and I have rewatched Reacher season 1 for season 2, getting ready to watch season 2. And It's a good show, still holds up, even the second viewing. And looking forward to Reacher season 2 now, ready to dive into that. Because seriously, after episode 3 of Echo, I had to actually turn it off. I could not survive, and I had to just go out and unwind and do something before trying to get through the last. It was one of the most boring, pointless shows I've ever seen. It was actual dog crap, and yes, I had to force myself to completion in it.
Oh, I had to force myself to completion.
But I got through it. You know.
What's up? What's up, comics?
Well, I watched Echo, and it was awful. The best part was forgetting to turn on subtitles, which was great because I really felt immersed when they're signing because I have no idea what was going on. So,
Same.
I ended up watching the last 2 episodes the following day, turning on subtitles. Like, oh yeah, that's right. I could do that on my Plex server. Yeah.
I just
imagine every other Marvel show.
It was garbage.
You missed great lines like the Kingpin has had his time. It's time for a queen.
Yeah.
Imagine any other Marvel show, that dialogue, same shit. It's the same shit.
Yeah, legit, it is the same shit. My favorite part was how she beat the Kingpin again for a second time, cucking him twice at this moment by making him cry, which makes it even worse.
What did you do to me?
Yeah,
she beat him by trying to heal him from his childhood trauma.
I know.
Wow.
Why?
His broken heart.
Comic books. This is comic books.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the thing I was thinking about when I was watching this is that, this is supposed to be based off a comic book character, and this is nothing like a comic book. Absolutely nothing. It is a stupid.
It's nothing like the comic book character. They even changed her tribe. She's Cheyenne in the comic books. So,
is she? Okay.
Yeah, she is. Quarter Black, what's up?
Hey, so I watched the show. Weird little known fact. I am actually part Choctaw because races are like Pokemon to me. I like to catch them all.
So you must.
I feel the same way about STDs.
Quarter Black. Quarter Black.
I felt represented.
Quarter Black. Did you really enjoy how I mispronounced it throughout my entire video?
Whole time. I was like, all right.
So Quarter Black, you really felt represented by this show.
Did you feel seen?
Like you felt heard.
I feel seen. This is part of my my tribe. No, that was the best part of the show was the first, was it like 5-10 minutes of just the little girl and her dad going to New York. As soon as it goes from the past with the little girl to Maya now, the show completely fell off. I was kind of thinking like, this could be a nice indie movie about a father and a daughter trying to make their way while dealing with disabilities. And then it turned into a stupid MCU. So
yeah,
it's a super boring, filled with silent arguments for 4 episodes, and then the 5th episode just turns into full-on MCU cringe fest, horrible costume, horrible fights. I don't know where people think that the choreography in this show is amazing, like the super fans said. Just horrible.
What choreography? The ASL?
Yeah, the completely missing Daredevil. God,
your volume. Hey, Quarter Black, your volume's a little low. If you could bump it up.
Let me try.
That's what the chat's saying a lot.
Let me do it in here. But yeah, bad show. As always, we're not gonna get anything better from Marvel. So
I felt very represented in this show as well as someone who has perpetual resting bitch face. That's all I saw from Echo. So
accurate.
I liked evil British man with the RPG. He was my spirit animal.
Yeah, that was.
I loved how all of Kingpin's henchmen happened to be white. And you had like the brother running them over with a monster truck saying, "Not today, Whitey." Like that's actually what he was saying. I translated that word that he was using. And it just means white.
Wow.
They were cowards with that part. They should have had a flesh fucking fountain pour out of those trucks as he crushed them. Like there was like fucking 10 guys in each one.
There's no reason to do TVMA for this. TVMA for this show, it is for 2 reasons, I'm convinced. One, to try to convince people, ooh, like, look, it's going to be really hardcore, just like Daredevil was. You should go check it out. And 2, to make an excuse for when the ratings do eventually come out and we like realize how it is stacking up to everything else. They'll be like, well, being TVMA, it really limited its audience. Those are the only reasons, because other than the headshot and maybe that one roller rink death scene where they lingered on his face for a while, those are the only things you could even argue should have been MA. Nothing else. No bad language, no like gratuitous violence. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I agree,
I was
man.
wondering because they were focusing on that death, the roller rink death that you were talking about. He gets killed, and in this pretty brutal way, they're showing him dying, and he's, blood is splurting from his mouth, and then they kept going back to his face and showing that the girl who's Echo's cousin, Bonnie, kept looking at that as if she was disturbed. But at the same time, she's a firefighter. She's seen a lot. And she didn't even look. Everybody had the same expression, but it was just to try to be edgy, even though it was just really unnecessary.
Maybe she just like gets snacks for the firefighters. I don't believe she's an actual firefighter. She looks out of shape as fuck.
Yeah, I think she provides the donuts for them
and eats half.
Yeah. I mean,
provides. I mean,
the actress that they cast as Echo actually looks like a pretty hefty, formidable person.
Hefty.
Yeah.
That's because she was postpartum in some scenes.
Oh yeah.
Was she really?
Yep, she was pregnant.
Yeah, she
Still
was either pregnant or had just gone through a pregnancy when they did some of the. You can tell her weight fluctuates throughout the entire show. Like there are some scenes where she looks really heavy in the face, and other times where she doesn't. Which, I mean, if you have a kid in the middle of production, what are you going to do? But
there's a scene when she's wearing. I was just saying, there's a scene when she's wearing a tank top. Her arms look like they've got no muscle, and they look soft and flabby. And I'm like, is this supposed to be a trained assassin?
She fought off Daredevil.
No one else could keep up with Daredevil like she could.
The man that fought 100 ninjas at the same time.
Yeah, she didn't hear any of those naysayers.
Whatever.
That's right. That's right.
When she got her first kill and she broke that guy's neck, she immediately came.
She did.
She did.
She did. Hello, X-Ray Girl. Speaking of that.
Wow. What people? Hi. I watched the show. I don't like Echo. She's a rude, mean person. And
Whoa.
Accurate. Yeah.
I mean, she gets her family members all up in this problem that she created. I can control this. You won't get hurt, Bonnie, even though she just had a big black eye. Just saying.
X-Ray Girl, when you say rude and mean, I think you mean murderous psychopath.
Yeah, rude and mean.
Yes. No redeeming virtues.
Rude and mean.
Yeah, murderous psychopath. I don't know how anyone can connect to her as a person, but if you do, you probably need a lot of therapy.
Or you might be indigenous, deaf, or an amputee. Those are the only possibilities.
All of the above.
Qualifiers. All of them. Yeah. All of them.
The thing is, the only person in the fucking world, I think, who actually does qualify as all three of those things is Alakwa Cox, the person who played this character.
A lack of what?
That Alakwa Cox. That's her fucking name.
I thought you said a lack of cocks.
I did.
There was definitely a lack of cocks in this fucking show, mate.
Yes, there was.
So she is not an actress. I don't know if you could tell, like every time she's on screen, she's not an actress. She was working in an Amazon warehouse, and there was a casting call for someone who is indigenous and deaf to come play this character, and she happened to also not have a leg too. That is the reason why she was cast. She's never had any type of acting training. The last time she acted was in a school play in high school.
Yep.
Wow.
So if it seems like she's not very good at emoting or
That's
anything
why.
like that, if it seems like she has the same expression on her face the entire time, has no idea what she's doing, it's because she's not qualified. Other than the fact of she's disabled. So.
And as far as casting goes, they did cast the younger version of her kind of perfectly because that girl had the same exact expression and look.
Yeah.
You know when you go through the traumatic accident of your family being killed in a car crash and you have your leg chopped off, most kids are just like,
I know. No, she was channeling. She was channeling her older self, Mahler, in that scene. To have no emotion.
Originally, she was like crying.
It's like, wow, my leg
Just remember,
got
this is
cut
the
off.
MCU. You don't have any facial expressions or emotions. Just act like a wood. You're good.
You're
All
a
right.
woman. You need to be as
Hello?
stoic as possible.
Hello, Chrissy Mayer.
Hello, I watched the show
What's up,
too.
Mama?
I took so many notes. Let me guys let me know if you can't hear me okay. I took so many notes. I agree that this girl or this actor, whatever, she was extremely entitled. She got everyone in her damn family to learn sign language. I can't get anyone in my family to subscribe to my podcast. She had everyone around her wrapped around her finger. Everyone learned a whole nother fucking language for her. And I have this one deaf friend. I was trying to explain to her about the show, and it's like she couldn't even hear me. So I don't know. I don't know if she's listening, and it's only a matter of time until this show tanks and they blame the deaf people for not listening to the show or
Maybe
or
she
anything
thought
like
your
that.
criticisms didn't have a leg to stand on.
Right. And I was like, this woman has stump privilege. I didn't know that she was cast just because she had a peg leg and deaf. And I was like, this show, I was like, it was stump privilege for sure. Everyone in this show has something wrong with them. I was excited to see Jeremy. She even got Jeremy Renner to learn sign language.
That's
right. I was really.
Wait. In his repurposed flashback too. Yeah. Did you like that? That repurposed cameo?
Oh, by the way, and I hope we get to this at some point. Apparently Jeremy Renner is getting in trouble for sending women dick pics. And I'm like, first of all, he almost died. Let the man send as many dick pics as he wants.
That's true.
He's just showing
You
off
get
that
a
he still
dick
has
pic.
it.
You get a dick pic pass if you almost die and you save a kid. From,
And it's for
no
some
problem.
shit like that chick is clearly like down for whatever too. Like I get it. Go for it, Jeremy.
He has the perfect line. He could just send a dick pic and go, "Hey, not everything got crushed," you know? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's back to work on Mayor of Kingstown too. So good for him.
God bless.
Crazy.
God bless.
Good for him.
Yeah, I have so much to say about this show, and I understood the part about your ancestors are whispering, because look, my ancestors were German. I spend a lot of time ignoring what they're whispering to me. Like, no, you can't do that.
It clearly hasn't affected how you tweet. You're listening to them for some of them. We saw those Stewart tweets.
I should have never given them my password. The main character. Did you guys find that the main character chick? She walks just like Javier Bardem's character in No Country for Old Men. She just has this like lumbering, jilted walk.
I think it's because she's missing a fucking leg, Chrissy.
Whatever, man. You want pity? You want my pity?
This amputee doesn't have a very feminine gait.
And they didn't let you forget about it either. There was like 100 close-up shots of her peg leg. Like
we get it.
Oh, you remember?
That's what I was saying.
Your body is fucked.
That whole time in the UK, that's what I was saying to Mark too. Dude, I get it. Okay, you got one leg, whatever. Get up these steps on these castle. Let's go.
Catch up.
This is a superhero movie. At least attach a blade or a gun to it, or do something useful with it. It was just
like Planet
there.
Terror.
Like Planet Terror.
Put on a little booty.
Yeah, make the peg like a machine gun.
Kingsman, she had 2 blade legs. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, that was so
Oh, Rebel Moon Girl, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. We already forgot.
That's true. Thanks for being here, Chrissy.
Thanks for having
Saw
me.
you had fun in San Diego, my hometown.
It was fun. It was a little gay, but it was good. It was good to be there. We didn't have any viral heckler moments, but there's always Dallas in 2 weeks, so we're gonna try again.
I'll see you there. I'll see you there.
Yay.
And I just want to be clear as well to any, people who might be disingenuous out there. Our criticism is against the character, okay, not the actress. I don't know anything about the actress. I do feel that she was
the fact that she's not an actress.
I have some criticisms for her performance because it's not good.
Yeah. But I don't know. She could be a nice person or anything like that. But the character was loathsome.
Our
hated
criticism,
it.
the fact that like, I appreciate you, Shad, but fuck that qualifier. That's what we're always talking about. That's the arguments that's the idiots on Twitter who, well, we don't like this show, so obviously we don't like deaf people, amputees.
I don't.
I know.
Deaf people are annoying.
Okay, I'll speak
I
for
have no
myself.
time for
Listen,
deaf
Gary, I
people,
don't
and
trust
especially
disabled people. They
despise
can
amputees.
Yes, Russell T. Davies told me not to trust disabled people. That's what he
Yeah,
said.
they got,
That's
she's
right.
got
Forgot
rocket
about that.
launcher in her leg, peg legs, rocket launchers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll tell you guys a really random story. But one of the friends I knew at a previous place I worked, he went to school to a college here in America that had a special program that accommodated deaf people. So there were a disproportionate number of people attending that school that were deaf. And he said the worst part of it was that they would sneak up on him all the time silently. And he never saw them coming.
Were they
Maybe
indigenous
they are
too?
Well, they just really like stick their head around and go like, hi, and you'd be like, "Whoa."
Hey,
To be fair,
Ryan.
they probably felt the same way about him.
Ryan, did you like that part where somebody snuck up on Echo? It's like I thought you weren't supposed to sneak up on
Yeah, exactly.
Native American.
But that was so
I thought
weird
the
because
ancestors would whisper in her ear.
there's a vision of an ancestor
Behind
right in front of her. She's like, ugh. And then she turns around, and then suddenly some guy's just chloroform it. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
What did you do, ancestor? You got me caught.
So the out of shape woman who stood in with Daredevil, who fought off Kingpin, Bullseye, Punisher, 100 ninjas, got defeated by chloroform.
Yeah.
It happens.
Believable.
It happens.
It was only because she was
typical woman.
distracted by her ancestor, though.
A hick
Yeah,
with
the
the
ancestors were in the
chloroform.
little like spiritual mothership or something, sending the signals, and they see her get chloroform. They're like, "Oh fuck, he sent these at a really bad time." Damn. Like, should we help it? No.
No.
It's fine.
Who's the
We're not
ancestor
gonna
that can
hide
wake up from unconsciousness real quick? Can you go out there?
Where's
Whatever
the
she happens to
Rohypnol
be.
ancestor?
Sydney, can you wake up real quick?
Add her to the hundreds of ancestors that we don't include in the show because she's not very good.
I don't
like
think
all
this
the
was
male ones.
accurate.
Hi,
This was
Mahler.
not accurate to Indians at all because no one in the show had a drinking problem.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They showed a liquor store. They're being
They mentioned
representative.
they
Okay.
mentioned Powerball. They had the final battles
They
at a
went to the
powwow.
Choctaw Casino.
Okay,
They talked
right.
about
That's
the
true.
casino.
When
That is the true
Kingpin-
Indian privilege,
I
by
think
the way.
it's
Is all
the
that
true
casino money.
coverage of the culture.
That's right.
When
my
Kingpin
people.
turned up at the end and he confronts Echo and he says, I want you to come back to New York with me. And she's like, because that's all she does. And he says, if you think about it, I'll be in the casino. I fucking died
I
laughing.
died. I died.
I died
No,
laughing.
they
to find
legitimately
me.
they worked
No.
with the Choctaw Nation to include all of the Choctaw stuff in it. And when they showed up to the casino with the massive logo, I was like, wow. And then Kingpin, I was waiting for Kingpin when she walks into the room to be like, have you seen how plush these chairs are? The buffets in the morning. Oh, it's delicious.
When I was a boy,
It's in Durant, Oklahoma. It was so spot on. Like, what
That's
the
a
hell?
good accent. That's a good voice.
That was really
Thank
good.
you.
Gary.
Well, it's accurate. That's basically how Kingpin talks in the series.
Hey, well, I
Wrong
like
with
my favorite part in that casino scene is when Echo just walks in there, gun drawn, point at his head. He turns around. He's like, I suppose you're
Yes.
here to kill
I
me.
know. You were stating the obvious.
How'd you figure that one out?
fucking Sherlock Holmes here.
What gave it away? What gave it away?
Look at the big brain on Fisk.
Dude, Sydney.
Remind me of the Obi-Wan.
Which I
show
might be
where
wrong.
Vader
I'm
shit.
wrong, but I think you're here to kill me.
I mean, the whole gun pointing in my face. Hi, Mahler.
He's already shot him.
Hello.
Too. Sorry.
I think it's funny that you opened earlier saying like it's the worst thing in the year. It's like we really have like gotten off to such a fucking awful start, and all it was a Marvel releasing something. Didn't matter what it was. It's just like here you fucking go. And it's like they had a fucking 100-meter race and they just immediately they bolt out of the gate and just face plant immediately. Though that's probably distasteful considering they didn't really put their best foot forward with this one.
Yeah, it's like they had a handicap of some type.
But how it's been released as well, they obviously thought this show absolutely, and I'm not even doing this on purpose, couldn't stand on its own. Obviously, they just didn't support it. Nobody cared, and
She's
I
missing
feel like
a leg.
any of our complaints are gonna.
Well,
go on
obviously,
death.
Mahler, obviously, Marvel had some reservations about releasing this.
Oh no!
But they went ahead with their big gamble.
Took a gamble on it.
No, we saw these reports. When there's smoke signals, they're fire. Okay, like we knew it was going to be a shit show.
Listen,
At least
folks.
they did
Listen,
the
folks.
Indian give, and
I think you
put
can.
it
I
out.
think you
Stop
can.
fanning the flames of division there, right?
I think you can all tell. There's no amount of firewater that will make this good. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure there's going to be much good word of mouth either. So.
No.
And that biscuits guy was my spirit animal.
Are you gonna say it's gonna fall on deaf ears?
Fall
Shad?
on deaf ears.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to work in a smallpox blanket joke.
Keep trying, buddy.
Well, there was smallpox.
I don't know.
No,
I'm
you gotta
afraid-
say there was smallpox blanket coverage. That's how you work it in.
That's
Okay.
true.
Yeah.
No matter how many crude jokes you
I'm
make,
afraid
Disney will
all of
never
our-
listen.
Yeah, it's gonna fall on deaf ears. No one cares. You know.
Yeah.
They war painted themselves into an identity politics corner. Okay.
They did.
That's a good one.
I think this is gonna get the tomahawk chop. This show.
Honestly, Marvel was going like they were trying to find a path towards redemption, but instead they're on the Trail of Tears.
And
saw that
honestly,
when,
no amount of dream catchers is really gonna save it.
So while I'm
Took me a
hearing
little
is
bit
this
to mull
show-
that one over.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm hearing this show's a massacre.
I'd like to welcome. I'd like to welcome Baggage Claim to the show. Welcome back. Well done, lady. You've done your homework. I love it. How's
Thank
it going?
you for having me. Thank you for having me. And this is so random, but normally I spend every New Year's kind of having, just a party with my friends. But this year I did something completely different. I went on this 10-day silent retreat. It's called Vipassana. I've never done that before. You're like basically live like a monk for 10 days. And
It's
then
like a spirit walk.
Oh, my mom's done that.
kind
So
of,
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's incredible. But the first thing I come back and I had to watch Echo. I'm like, this is getting reacclimated into the world.
Welcome back to hell.
Where am I? yeah. But I want to describe the stupidest scene that Echo has. See, I think it's episode 3 where she gets what you guys were talking about, that she gets chloroform, she gets captured. Her would-be captors are these very like punk ass whatever white kids.
Walmart
they have no
shoppers.
idea.
They're basically rednecks.
Yeah, they're basically rednecks. They made, one of them's listening to a militia mom podcast while she's standing guard. And so we see a shot of Echo hanging upside down from the ceiling at a disco rink, at a skating rink, which makes, first of all, no sense. It's such a high ceiling.
It would actually be
And
very difficult to get her up there.
it's so difficult to get her up. Like I said, she's a pretty hefty woman, and these guys are like skinny. 2 of them are really skinny. One of them's kind of like
Fat
not-
as fuck. Yes.
Yeah, what Ryan said. And and these 3 go through the pain of stringing her up by one of her legs is a prosthetic leg, so there's a point of failure where it's not going to hold the weight. Why would you choose to do that? And inevitably, in like 2 minutes, her foot snaps and she falls to the ground. And then their second plan, their backup plan, is to put her in a back room, in which she's surrounded by all these tools that she could use to fight back.
And she's free to move.
Which she did.
Which she did. And they strap her to something. And before they walk out, the girl just throws her little broken foot thing, her broken foot back at her so that she can use it to she can use it to cut herself open. It's like, she's a girl with a prosthetic leg. If you want to make sure she doesn't get very far, take the prosthetic leg.
Yeah, go
It's
figure.
not that hard.
It's actually easier to cripple her than most people.
Oh, my only weakness. How did they discover it? They took my prosthetic leg.
Well, they're fucking very progressive kidnappers. They provide her prosthetic leg.
Yeah, they give the leg back to her.
Keep the gun cabinet, bitch.
Like imagine if they had just, blindfolded her. Like she would have been kind of fucked then too.
Yeah. Deprive her of
They
that one sense.
should have named her Peg.
Peg.
Baggage claim. How did you know how I punish Mark?
Well, we have seen him crawling around on the floor before.
I don't know that was a punishment.
Spousal abuse is not funny, actually.
That was actually
I thought that's what he liked.
That was a content idea we had at one point. Remember when we were like going to Vegas? We're like, what if we just like hide, like do scavenger hunt, like do a bunch of clues to find Mark's leg, and he has to hobble around town until he finds it.
That'd
be fun.
Oh, next meetup.
I'm out of the context. Who's Mark?
Oh, my husband.
Does he not have a leg?
Actually,
Yeah.
Literal
no
boo.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I learned something about you today.
He's an echo.
Yes.
Of
He can
what?
hear that.
What did he think of Echo?
His
That's the real
ancestors.
question.
Did he feel represented?
Uses to watch it. He thinks it's so stupid. So
I wanted to mention
But that's
as
because
you
he
had a
hates
very
Native Americans.
convoluted way of asking me things that led to her car accident, right? Like seeing it in its full splendor was so fucking funny. And we'll talk about the glass and everything, right? But I watched it with Rags and Friggy this episode, and he was like, "Oh, of all the ways it could have gone, though, how much leg she actually lost? It was mainly like the tibia down, right? So like the lower portion of the leg. It's like this show doesn't even have like a wounded knee. It's fine. You just get over it quite well, I'd say. Like it's not as bad as it could be.
Could be worse.
Could be a
wounded knee. Jesus.
Yes, the battle.
I was confused in that scene because I didn't
Were
realize
you?
it
I
was
think
glass.
everyone was.
Yeah. But I didn't realize it was glass. I was thinking, hang on, where did like a big shard of metal rip out of the
Didn't you
car
see
to
the
That would have made
guys
more
carrying a
sense.
pane of glass across the road, Shad? When it was
There was a guy in the middle of the rain, in the middle of the night. It's like a cartoon. They had the
A giant
also-
shard of metal would have made more sense because Gary brought this up before. The windshields don't break. In
No, it's
giant
tempered
hunks of
glass
Yeah.
doesn't break like that in a car.
Not in cars.
Period.
Yeah.
So
No,
It's
it
like
basically
not-
it
not
spiderwebs and
outside.
becomes little bitty pieces.
You know what
nothing.
happened. The fucking script said car crash, glass in leg gone. And the people on set were like, what is car? How does glass?
Isn't the glass like something somebody else puts in your car for you and stuff? Where's my latte?
And
They-
you know,
they
they
legit
could have
didn't
just
know-
done a cut scene. They could have just cut it away and shown her waking up in the hospital and then shown kind of the emotional,
Yeah.
impact of that. But
Yeah.
instead they show her waking up in the middle, after the car accident. She wakes up. First of all, the calmest kid possible post getting her leg amputated. She's just like waking up from her restful nap and she looks at her mom. And then I think she goes to check her pulse.
And it's like,
Which-
oh, my
what
mom's
kid-
dead. And then
What kid thinks of doing that though?
Yeah,
Like
kids
what
don't
kid's like,
typically.
let me go check her pulse. And right before the accident happens, her mom's, the brakes are cut, I think, and so she's struggling to brake. And the girl, instead of like a panic, because she's seeing her mom is panicked, she signs what's wrong. You're not gonna do that. I don't know. I felt like there was no normal reaction of like exclaim. It was instead what's
Because
wrong?
none of them were normal.
Well,
Yeah.
the more you think about it too, it's like, wait, you didn't realize your brakes were cut until then? You didn't
Yes.
do any braking
They would've-
whatsoever?
Pulling out of
They
the
would have figured that out
garage,
pulling out the
driving down
driveway.
the street.
She's
Yes.
a
Yes, all
female
the way to the
driver.
highway.
She brakes every 2 seconds.
Facts.
Test that stuff.
God damn it, ass.
She would know.
And you know,
But genuinely, as soon as you start backing up, you need a brake to stop to go forward. And it's like,
As soon as you shift gears, you have to use the brake.
there's a good old
Yes,
phrasing
like I said,
of
she would have found it pulling out the driveway.
Yes.
It's good old thing of less is more. And as Baggage Claim was talking about there, like if they had actually had the car crash and cut to the hospital, I feel like that would have been way more effective. And you actually cut a lot of bullshit. Anyone here seen Better Call Saul?
Yes.
Actually has one of my favorite car crashes in it. It's Kim Wexler is like slowly falling asleep. Head is going down. Then it just hard cuts to the aftermath of the crash.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, that's really effective.
Oh.
And she's looking around just as confused as we are because she fell asleep. It's
Because
just it's filmmaking, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
well,
To me,
try,
we
but-
had
visually.
seen in How to Train Your Dragon, I know it's like a complete polar opposite of Better Call Saul, but
Great movie,
I
though.
love
Love
that shot at the end where he's falling
Yeah.
into the smoke, and then you see Toothless going after him, like I love that shot. That whole movie just makes me, I just love that so much. And then the next he wakes up and sees that his leg is now a peg leg. and then they show that comparison of both of them. Toothless is missing his tail and he's missing. It's just like, oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
beautifully done.
That's a way better example of somebody that has a disability and then working with that and not making it their entire being.
Well,
like this show did with being deaf and disabled.
The problem is you need to be human to write things, and we're not dealing with humans anymore. We're dealing with people of Hollywood. People of Hollywood.
Intersectional bots.
You trying to say Poe?
Yes, Poe. People of Hollywood who have no moral barometer at all. They don't know up from down, right from wrong. We'll have a clip a little later to absolutely prove that. And there's no more morality in this show. There's no interconnectivity. It's a series of events that's mostly long montage scenes to a pop song, long motorcycle rides. I got to see that mural quite a bit. I'm very familiar with it.
It's your favorite mural now.
It's now my favorite
You're planning
mural.
to actually put it in your backdrop, right? You were saying earlier.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm getting down. All the action figures are going down. And Cindy Freeland, who's the director of this show, showed so much reverence for this character, the character of Echo, that she called her powers in the comics lame. In Variety.
I wonder why Sydney. I wonder why Sydney Freeland, who is a transgender Native American filmmaker, would possibly transition Echo's powers to be from what they were in the comic books to simply reflect her Native American heritage, and that's like the only thing her powers are associated with. Weird how that works.
Transition to some good writing,
but they were looking for
Actually, Gary, I just looked up the definition of lame. It means disabled so that movement, especially walking, is difficult or impossible.
Well, okay. I think maybe she misspoke. Maybe she meant more lame. I don't know. But
you mean lame?
She's right. Lame miserable.
No, they were looking for authenticity, right, Ryan? Just pure authenticity in this show, except for there were no female light horsemen. They wouldn't even have let them around. The stickball game, the women provided refreshments and blankets during the game.
They weren't playing the game.
They weren't playing the game on a little soccer field. They were playing it on like a 2-mile field with hundreds of people who are only warriors who did actually die. I mean, I just looked some shit up. So did Lady Greymaster. And like it
didn't
was
get to
pretty
the
simple.
It didn't get to the set decorators either, because there's shit in the background that are of other Indian tribes that weren't Choctaw tribes. Choctaw.
Wait, the set decorators?
Set decorators. Did I say decorators?
I said decorators.
Either which way.
In the background, they're in the house that she first breaks into because she's a criminal. She breaks into the house, and in the house there's a teepee. Choctaw, they didn't live in teepees. That's a specific thing that Choctaw people talk about. Is like, oh, we don't live in teepees. We lived in these different types of huts. They didn't even get to that point. So how authentic are you trying to be?
Well, QBG, you know that when they had the meeting about what they're going to do, we're going to make her native, indigenous American.
Ooh.
And they went, okay. And then somebody went, which tribe is she going to be from? And they went, who gives a fuck? They're just the same. It's like Asians. They're all the fucking same. Who cares?
You wonder if that big fat guy with a cigar is still working in Hollywood. Was just like, I don't fucking care. Get it in there. Get the fucking TP in there. God damn it.
To Gary's point before
They
about
made
the
better
people who made
products
this
back
show, the people who made this show just don't have a moral compass, right? It's really reflective in Echo. She, like we mentioned, she's a loathsome psychopathic killer, right? But they are presenting her as the sympathetic victim that you should be rooting for. They actually think this is the protagonist. You would be on her side. And then they go so far to have her blame the Kingpin for all of her murders. It's the Kingpin's fault. You manipulate me. And she takes no accountability at all. And the creators actually expect the audience to just swallow that and get on board as like, yeah, she's the victim. She hasn't done anything wrong, even though she sends a bomb to a factory that she has no idea if there's any innocent people there. I mean, she heard a translator that's been helping her out get murdered off to the side, and she's perfectly she is legitimately evil. But then again, they want the audience They're trying to get the audience to accept that it's all the Kingpin's fault. She didn't have any, any agency in any of this.
No
even though she-
responsibility.
And
No, she
as a
doesn't care about her
kid,
family
she's
or
attacking.
anybody.
She's attacking a bird as a kid, and then goes and lies to her mom about how that bird got injured. And,
That's
and then she's
serial
like,
killer
"Well, can you
shit.
fix it?"
Dude,
Yes,
this
that's
is-
serial killer shit.
this-
That's what serial killers do. They torture animals. That's 100% what happens when they are kids. And then, first of all, so she does that whole train heist thing where she plants a bomb on the train. She manipulates her cousin, who's so sweet and wants to just help her out. She manipulates him constantly. He's so excited to see her. She could give two shits about
She
him.
gets him to kill 20 people.
Yes.
Yes.
But even in the first one,
He's an accomplice
she,
to murder.
she manipulates him to be an accomplice to do a basic hit against a crime boss, which could get him killed so quickly, and she does not give a crap.
But it's funny.
And she laughs
does
about
that-
it. She sits in the back of that
Oh,
truck and
she's
goes,
like,
ha
"Oh,
ha ha.
I'm
Look at what
so
I
great."
did.
Funny.
And she does that to Bonnie too, where Bonnie ends up getting captured as part of when she's captured. What I was talking about earlier, she gets captured as well, and Bonnie's in the room with her. She does like barely says hi to her, and instead punches her in the face so that they'll take Bonnie out with them, saying, "Oh, you'll be safer if you're with them than with me." Are you kidding me? You could have protected your cousin, but instead you punched her, and then she's being held at gunpoint,
God, that
where they could
punch.
and they could have easily been like, "Oh, we don't need this girl. Like,
We'll just offer.
let's just kill her right now."
You'll
Are
be
you
safe with the
crazy?
murdering psychopaths who murder the guy, right? who's brought them to there. You'll be safe with those people instead of me.
In the
I had
final
to punch you. I had
standoff-
to punch you. It's like, no, you fucking didn't.
No.
In
No.
the final standoff, when Fisk has her grandmother, it has her cousin.
Yeah.
She's standing right there. She's got her
All the
stupid
ladies.
costume on, and they're signing, and she's talking to her cousin, and she's like, "I'm not gonna do whatever he's asking her to do." And then I'm like, "Why didn't they just shoot her? Just shoot the
No,
shoot the
because
cousin. You could shoot Pop
Garrett,
right
the
there.
whole reason Kingpin risked his entire empire, came back from being
Multiple
shot
times.
in the eye with a gun that would blow out the back of his head, was to commit suicide. He wanted to give everything. Maya was so amazing. He wanted to give her his empire. He handed her the freaking hammer
His
he killed
dick.
his father with, but making it canon to Daredevil, which made me sick. and
Maya,
said, "Go ahead and
here's my
Maya,
penis.
do it. Here's my penis."
Don't
you
you
making it
mean
sound- you making
commit
it sound
Mary
ridiculous.
Here's
suicide?
my ball peen hammer."
Mary
Why-
suicide. yes.
Why is Kingpin so obsessed with her? What value does she really bring? And she shot you in the face, dude. Why are you still chasing after
Okay,
her?
everyone's making it sound absurd. She shot him in the face, yeah, but the eye broke the force of the bullet. All right.
Yeah, everything's fine.
You're right.
Yeah,
I'm
they
making
do.
a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah, you guys
Oh,
are
Maya
You're a
blown out
nitpicker,
with
Baggage
shots in the
claim.
face.
And imagine like Maya Lopez. So she has Kingpin in that final sequence from Hawkeye, right? Or the opening here, like point blank range. She's not moving. She tries to shoot him in the head, and she like barely hits him apparently.
Yeah.
And
Is
then
that
just
the
leaves him
answer?
there.
Are they saying it didn't go in his eye? It just grazed the
That's
side of his
gotta be-
head?
I think they went right
I think it's
here.
trying
Is
to say
my,
it's-
my
yeah,
impression.
I'm assuming
went-
because they said nothing. I
They
mean, we're just
said
going to
nothing
assume
about
since
it.
the back of his head wasn't blown out, she must have
didn't-
missed.
I
And
was
she
like-
was
I
like this
thought-
far away. The master hit hit body positivity, indigenous
Kingpin.
amputee, deaf woman.
Maybe she's
missed
also
the shot.
retarded. We could also throw in another disability.
Maybe
we
she's
haven't thought about.
cross-eyed. She couldn't. She
I'm
couldn't
okay
aim,
with that.
You know, it's hard when you can't see.
That checks out.
It would explain more things about
I was
this
expecting
series.
to be like off screen. She couldn't do it. She didn't pull the trigger. She shot past him because she couldn't shoot her father figure. But no, she shot him. Like this
How
close.
many people here saw Hawkeye?
I
Nope.
think I did.
Oh no, one
Ryan,
episode,
Ryan,
one
be careful
episode.
how you
checked
raise your
that out.
hand.
I thought you meant in the show.
I saw Hawkeye.
Chrissy's ancestors are whispering in his ear.
They're telling me something.
I can hear him.
We like this boy.
Shut up.
He has a good haircut.
I think
Complexion.
is it clear, because I've seen the scene from Hawkeye, but like do you get the impression that he was supposed to die there? That was supposed to be her killing him.
No, because if I remember from Hawkeye, it just goes black and you hear a gunshot, right?
It fades up.
Because they shot him in
It
the
goes up
fucking
into
head,
the sky,
though.
and then it.
I know, but you don't see it. Like my interpretation of that was, you're supposed to think, "Oh my God, did she just shoot him?" But in reality, she didn't.
So
you know,
what?
like
if it went
that's
to black, they could have chosen any wound. Why did they make it look as though he was actually shot in the fucking head?
Yeah. Why did they give him a miraculous, you know, like it would have been better. Honestly, it would have been better if they shot right in the fucking middle of the head, and they went on gave some like crazy explanation where it was an inch away from this, Maya, and I was sitting there.
Needle, which controls my emotional center.
Yeah, like that would be better. That would be that would be more comic booky in a way. Like for them to do some really stupid bullshit like that, then it'd be like, well, you happen
My
to
trauma
shoot me
center was
in the side of
eradicated.
the eye.
The bullet is combined with my brain, and I have Magneto powers.
My love for you has only grown as a result of the bullet lodged in my brain.
Or it took out what if it took out the part of his brain that's a pain receptor, or like some bullshit like that. There are like so many wild, stupid comic booky things you could do that I would have still like criticized, but it would have been better than what
It's taken away my ability for rational thought. I would like to give you my empire.
That would make more sense as.
You guys are being way too critical of diabetic Lex Luthor. I think you should put him to the flag. He's had a lot of baggage in his life.
Someone in chat just said as well, I was like, well, if you don't see the body, they're not dead. And I was like, you know what we're dealing with? Disney bring people back when
Doesn't
they've
even
been
matter.
disintegrated. We see the body separate itself into atoms and they still come back.
They still come back.
But that's the thing. If they did it, there are times when you can bring people back if you don't actually see the body or the injury, or heavily imply the injury. They're implying it was a shot into the eye at point blank range at the back of the skull exploding level, right? And they're just saying, yeah, he shrugged it off.
Shot through the eye, and you're
Stop,
too
stop,
blame,
stop,
baby.
stop. I'm gonna kick you.
A bad name.
Oh, hey, do you guys like it? Speaking of a different gunshot at the end, where I don't know what that guy's name was, Henry or whatever.
Henry.
The uncle.
I think he puts
Henry.
the silencer on for a long distance shot.
Yeah.
Which is fucking retarded.
You know what the logic there was, Ryan? Is that they wouldn't want him to alert or worry anyone in the area, even though that's not how that works at all.
Yeah, if you've ever shot with a silencer, you know it doesn't actually like silence. So
No,
I don't know if you'd be not scaring
suppressor.
people, but what does happen is it drastically changes your velocity and drastically decreases your range and everything. That would have been like a basically impossible shot from where he was if he puts a silencer. It would be an impossible shot, period, especially putting a silencer on.
Well, my
or
favorite part
suppressor.
is when he had him dead to rights and could have just fired the bazooka and like lifted
I was
up.
thinking
and
the
went,
same thing.
Like,
Yeah.
What the
looks
hell
like
is
he
that?
got me. Go ahead and shoot me. I'm not going to pull the trigger on the RPG.
Can we not move past the idea that Kingpin's idea was to go there, get Maya to come back, and if she said no, he was just gonna fucking slaughter every Indian that was there? Like, what the fuck?
Not
Like,
just
literally
the family, just the community. Just kill everyone.
20 guys with automatic weapons and one random hillbilly with an RPG, and his plan was just to slaughter people.
Yes.
Okay,
Like,
mercenaries, let's go kill everybody at the powwow.
Unless I get my
That's
fake
not
dog
a
back.
bad
reason.
level.
Well,
So I
hang
can
on,
kill
maybe
myself.
Kingpin did get, maybe he did get brain damage from that bullet wound then.
Yeah.
'cause that would
Well,
Yeah,
I think the writers
the
have
last-
brain damage. I mean, come on, look at the director.
Yeah.
That last episode, by the way, I realized it was like 3/4 in, and I was still looking at a montage of everyone dancing and stuff, and I was like, "Are we gonna get to the story?"
Mola,
No.
I appreciate because I skipped that part. I was like, all right, let's
Same.
get to where something actually happens.
Fast forward,
and I get to
yeah.
halfway through the episode. And I'm like, yes, I just saved
Also-
20 minutes of my life.
When I was watching, I was like, "How are they going to resolve this so fast?" Right? Like, they do their. I thought they were going to do an action scene that lasted like fucking 10 seconds of just old women slapping men in a way. Like, I don't even know what the fuck was going on. But then, of course, you have like the big confrontation. She's going to have a big conversation with Kingpin, and I got especially like preemptively angry. I was like, she's gonna manage to undo his childhood trauma that, by the way, they've not worked to put in this show whatsoever. They have actually just stolen it from someone else's work entirely. I was like, but what will she say? And I legit was like racking my brain. I was like, what could she possibly give him as insight? What has she gone through that would help him? And she just says like, yeah, just don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
it.
the most
That's it.
fucking
Move
embarrassing
on.
piece of shit, like dealing with trauma thing ever. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And you know, it's represented by the wall cracking, his mum being fucking beaten possibly to death by his dad. He's
my
crying,
God.
he's angry, he's got the hammers. Like, what do you do with this? Like, just don't think about it, man.
Yeah, just get over it.
Put it away.
bro.
Daredevil was
Yeah.
so fucking good. Like,
She's just not a good
damn.
actress. I've had more emotional trips to the bathroom than I've seen in all of this whole show.
You know,
I
as
think we
someone
all
chat
have.
just suggested, they probably had "Don't be a dick," and then they were like, "Wait, people didn't like that. Let's just try
Yeah.
don't think about it. That'll
Yeah.
be better."
They asked, ChatGPT to give a different version on that line.
I do have a question, and to now switch gears to the very beginning of the show, right? She has like a wound in her side, and that was after. Did that say 5 months later?
Yes.
or 6? Okay,
It's a
where
bullet
did she
wound.
get? Was that a wound she got in Hawkeye?
Yeah.
So
In
she
Hawkeye?
left that untreated for months. Is
Well,
that what
I
you're
think
trying to say?
she left it untreated while she drove from
You muted
New
us.
York all the way
I
to
see what you're
Oklahoma, which is a several-day drive, which means that she most likely would have bled out.
She would have
Yeah,
bled out.
they were
not
showing
only
her
the bike-
bleeding onto her motorcycle. And she
What
would
scene in
wince like
Hawkeye?
every 10 minutes she would wince and then she would forget about it.
Yes.
Well, the
That
opening
shit
is
would have
weird
been
'cause
infected, too.
she
That's
pulls
fine.
in. She pulls into that gas station, gets off of her bike all slow like, and walks over in between the trucks, looks at her wound, and then just walks back to the bike and gets back on.
And
God,
but
the
like
wound
that's
was
when
so
she
What was
puts
the point of
gauze on
this?
it though. But
Why
like
did we
that's
do
when she
this?
puts whatever wraps on it. She didn't think to do that on the like long ass drive.
She would have lost so much blood from that thing. It
Yeah,
was such a
I
good
got
wound.
some-
What
like,
scene in
she's
Hawkeye
dead.
did she get this wound from? Because the last scene she was in was the gunshot to Kingpin, right? Was there another scene?
I think there was something they did in the recap episode.
We haven't even talked about
I
that.
don't
The
think
episode
this
one
was
is just
related to
recap.
Hawkeye. I don't
it's
think
when-
she got this wound during. I think they indicated
I
that
think it's off screen.
It was something happened off screen.
I was assuming that, but they didn't
Yeah.
show it. I'm like, where did she get this?
It happened in
wound?
one of the 3
Yeah.
episodes they cut out from the series, probably.
I think they made it seem. Yeah, I think so. I think it was like, oh, she's on the run from something, from Fallout because of the Hawkeye stuff. And what was weird because she was in this dealership and she gets surrounded by all these police cars. And her plan is to use a hair tie. Quarter Black already knows. He uses a hair tie to like get a motorcycle to barrel into a police car. What is that gonna do?
So dope.
Girl,
was so
not
confused
exactly
by that.
tried it,
Just get her
dude.
She
shot.
just stood there. I was
They
like,
just stood there. They're like, okay.
I thought
But
it was
also,
gonna go
why?
somewhere. It just
Was
happened.
she trying to steal the bike or just get in trouble with the police? Like, and this was in response to what her dad dying, and then so I know what I'll
Right.
do. I'll get arrested. That's gonna. I just.
Well, it looked like most people, including her, didn't know how to deal with that. That happened. The bike hit the car. Then everyone was
She
sort of
was
like,
like-
"So now what?"
Okay.
Now that that's
Stood
done.
around,
Did
and
you-
then they arrested her. She didn't even put up much of a fight.
Did you guys see at the end when Kingpin is confronting her in the warehouse at the powwow? Like everything goes mute. So they never did that. They did it with her. Like they wanted to give you the authentic experience of being deaf with her when she's fighting and stuff. But they lowered the volume on everybody talking when Kingpin is in his final moments. And I was doing a watch party, and it was pretty easy to figure out. They completely redid the dialogue of that scene. And that's why they brought all the sound down, and they didn't show none of Kingpin's words that were being written, because we read this entire movie were matching what he was saying, and they were covering his mouth and stuff. I'm like, oh shit, they redid this whole fucking scene.
And what
wasn't there
about
supposed
the
to be a
signing? Then the
different-
signing
Never
must
go.
be inaccurate too, probably.
There's some other scenes that were filmed apparently, like with maybe Henry, like when Maya goes to the airport to confront Kingpin and like supposedly kills Henry but doesn't actually kill him to like get back in with Kingpin. That was like supposed to be the ending of this show at one point. So yeah, maybe that was something to do with some of those reshot stuff. By the way, I had people in chat yelling at me, so I'm completely wrong about the suppressor thing. In terms of it reducing velocities, pretty negligible overall. So
Okay.
I'm wrong.
Like I
about
said,
that.
I think they want us to think that he did it so that he wouldn't scare everybody.
Yeah, probably.
But they shot an RPG in the air and nobody batted
It was a
an eye.
firework.
It was
I thought it was
fireworks.
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 They
Roman
couldn't tell the
cannon.
difference.
It would have been so
Fireworks
fucking funny if he shot
explode
him
in the air,
and
yeah.
he fired it, but it went straight into the target. Like it,
So was it that this was supposed to be 10 episodes and they cut it down to 5? 'Cause
8.
5 is
They cut it down to 6, and then they removed the 6th episode and just redid
You
it.
can tell some of the editing in this is fucking hideous. When
Yeah.
when she does her little speech to him of absolutely nothing and get over it, it like cuts to him in the wherever they are. It's just like, what did you do to me? And then hard cut to him being in the van and they're leaving. I was like,
And
whoa,
driving
what?
off.
What is going on?
And now
If
he
you- if
decides
you
to
inch
become
through
a
it-
politician, right? That's
Yep.
what happened. He's like, I know my trauma is healed. I'm gonna enter politics.
I thought that's where you went with your
The
trauma
fucking-
was
It's really choppy.
The
really
news,
choppy.
The news conversation, the interview, whatever it was, should have just had to be like, if only the people had a kingpin to run for mayor. Because the way they were fucking saying, he was like, like,
He's like, maybe this is about me all along.
I could do that.
When I was a boy.
But that's funny that from 8 episodes they cut it down to 5.
Yeah.
And yet
Oh.
40% of it was just
Yeah.
her on motorcycles. How did you have such
And
long
silent
shots
arguments.
of that?
Well,
yes.
when you
You need
hire
to fill out
somebody,
5 episodes.
when you hire somebody who's directed Kurtzman Trek to run your show, that's what you get.
Ugh.
You know, that's what you get.
Can we
By the way,
talk
they
about the
couldn't,
ice cream vendor scene?
Yes.
Oh, that was brutal. It's like, what do you mean you don't have chocolate?
Use your words, you deaf bitch.
Well, it's just,
You
you know,
deaf
it felt
bitch.
so real to me. Like, of course, most ice cream men serving children will kind of insult them for not being able to hear. That's
I
just
know.
so common.
Right.
Yeah.
That just happens all the time. Ice cream vendors tend to actually have the worst anger issues.
Yeah, they hate
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
fucking hate them.
I
Oh,
don't know
usually they're worried-
why,
Yeah, maybe they're not
Kinda
worried
makes
about
sense.
bad word of hand. You know what I mean? So,
why do
You know what
you
would have made
guys
the
think
scene way better is if he kicked out a fucking fake foot. If he just went.
oh, you can't hear,
Fist plant.
and you crippled too. Get the fuck out of here! I got normal kids to serve.
Yeah, when she runs to the car and he just sticks a foot out and just goes fly.
I don't know
but the
why
best part- Oh, sorry.
the ancestors didn't activate her ancestors' hand to help her find a boyfriend.
Oh,
Well,
I
it's
think
because
Echo's
she's lesbian.
well, I think she's asexual. Like,
Oh.
I don't know if there is anything she is attracted to at all, or anyone that would be attracted to her, other than that one security guy who felt her.
I
up
don't
for
know
no
if she
reason.
likes
Dude,
anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
why?
Like,
So
it comes off as
cringe.
asexual to me.
I think
sure
I
that,
think she's
Garrett.
homosexual because Kathleen Kennedy told us to stick a chick in it and make her lame
Mhm.
and gay.
Oh, lame. But I found a reference
was
image that
lame.
actually shows some of the range of Echo extra. If you
Oh.
so this is
Oh,
we have angry Echo.
Oh.
Okay.
Ah.
That's sad
Oh.
Echo. Yep, yep.
Okay.
Happy Echo.
All right.
And something else Echo.
Oh.
Wow.
You
Favorite.
guys,
Oh
you're
my
not appreciating
God.
the micro expressions there. There's a lot of
Yeah.
change.
Oh, that's so sad.
There's a
Chad,
nuance.
Chad,
A lot of
Chad,
nuance
Chad,
there.
the only
Not
disturbing
using dark
Chad,
mode.
Chad,
The younger-
discover dark mode. Okay, that
Yeah.
boomer white. Jesus.
Bro, friggin'
I would know. I like the one.
That's
have
whiter
consult-
than
I
all
have-
the villains in this
Racism.
show,
I
Shad.
I have consulted the Panders stone, and she's gay.
Oh. Yay.
When Echo comes across and she sees that, oh, sorry.
Oh,
Mark.
trans Echo.
Aw. He looks like David Grohl.
He does. He looks like a
They have
porn
her
star right
covered.
there.
They have her fucking covered, like head to toe in almost every sequence. You almost never see any skin from
Yeah.
Echo.
Boo.
It's probably for the best, honestly.
I mean, yeah, she's not a knockout. Let's just say. So.
No.
It just doesn't have that appeal.
And they make her look worse, like Hollywood tends to do these
Yes.
days. Is like they give her this weird haircut where it's pulled back, and she's got these tendrils of hair, and she's
Guys,
wearing these frumpy shirts and jackets and stuff. It's just not.
I'm going to stay
flattering
mute
at
on
all.
this subject.
Not flattering.
And then
Nothing
even
there for the male gaze.
the one her grandmother designs for her for the end, it looks horrendous.
It's terrible.
It's so bad for her.
It is the most on the nose. It is the
What the
most
fuck
on
was
the nose
that?
superhero.
Oh, God.
I actually thought that when she went to get the sewing machine from the guy, that it was going to be like a magical sewing machine that would give him magical powers too. So I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. Why is it so important that she makes a stupid outfit? And it was funny because Friggy was like, well, they always have to get a new outfit by the end of the season, don't they? And I was like, I didn't fucking sew? Like, what?
And every scene he was in, though, he was just horny. Every time she turned up to the shop, he was just like, you want to fuck? She's like, no.
Oh yeah, the grandfather.
Yeah.
That's base. That I relate to.
Listen,
that
he's
guy.
the most honest character. Okay.
He's a pawn star.
Every time
Yeah,
I
he was
walk-
like,
my wife
hey,
walks
if
around,
you,
I'm like, let's
he's
go.
like, if you promise to come around here every once in a while, suck my dick, I'll give it to you for free.
All right, then.
Best part of the show.
Yeah, it was great that he was step grandfather who was divorced by the end, so they could just like, well, if we have to put a dad in this, we'll make him a step granddad who wasn't the.
Oh, he wasn't the real grandfather.
No, he wasn't the real grandfather.
No.
Apparently, Maya's grandma had an immaculate conception of her mother, who was basically indigenous Jesus, and who could, you know.
I don't know if the implication was she had an immaculate conception, but and that's
it was
why
a fatherless pregnancy. There was no dad around at all. So
well, I mean, that's just, I mean,
That's typical.
we can look at some other minority communities. That happens a lot. It's not always Jesus. But that's why I think in the beginning they have, when they're sitting around the fire talking in the scene from before the car accident, you see he's the one who's like really struggling with signing because like it's clear that he's still kind of learning it and getting familiar with it. At least that's how I viewed it.
Yeah, because he was.
I just thought he didn't give a fuck.
Well, that's
in my head canon. It was just like, oh fuck this stupid cow.
Speaking of that, right? I got the
projection.
impression with this show that they've made Kingpin ridiculously invested in Echo. I'm not even sure why, and it didn't come up in the Daredevil series, obviously, but fine. And then they simultaneously want to criticize him for not having learned sign language instead relying on it. And I was like, that just doesn't make sense. If you're going to tell me that he's like more invested in her than basically everybody, sees himself in her, wants to raise her, but he didn't learn sign language at all. It's like, I don't know. I don't buy it.
Hey,
like,
he got some tech. How'd you like that tech?
That tech was funny as fuck.
That was so
The
cringe.
fake arm.
The
But
digital.
before he even has that tech, though, he gets the translator killed for like no reason,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah,
It's
she
like,
knows.
he knows the translator.
She
I
knows
was
about
thinking
Echo.
about
That's
that.
why.
That's what I was thinking about the whole time.
She could have talked the first time. She could have talked like at any other point before that.
Kingpin couldn't get her those like cochlear implants or whatever they're called.
Well, I think that what they're trying to
cochlear
go for
implant.
with him not learning sign language was the fact that he never truly cared about her enough to learn, which I think was the angle.
Or they forgot and had to put
Well, they
something in
forgot.
later. The writer.
Well, I'll tell you what they also forgot. She tosses the eye thing in a connective scene. Nobody sees that happen, but then they have the translation happening after that because she has to have that because the eye thing's gone. How did they know? Like it's just stuff like little
it's
pieces
gone.
like that. Yeah, she tossed it, but none of them would know that she tossed it. So
But it's also like, what a thing to toss. It's fine. Okay, there are people who know how to sign, but most of the people don't. And you can actually now know what they're saying to you. Why would you get rid of something like that?
Spite.
Because it was given to her by a man.
Because if it worked on actually hearing people speak and then signing, that means someone could be speaking what she can't see and she'd get the sign language information that someone's behind her or something like that. Yeah. But no, it tosses it away. So she should be able to lip read at least. Like,
you'd think.
She's so confused all the time. She's
And I
like
don't- yeah, I
looking at
don't think
people
she
like,
could.
what's going on?
Yeah, and the scene when she gets captured, she's sitting on the ground tied up, and the hillbillies are sitting there talking to each other, and she's like confused at what they're saying. It's hard to tell if it's acting or if it's poor acting, if she's trying to convey something, because it's kind of always just the same.
Yeah.
Like in
Just
that one, at least
flatline
there's
energy.
like kind of people like talking to each other at the side, so you can almost understand maybe if she's struggling
Like
to pick it up. But like, there's other times where she's looking directly at people and doesn't fucking know what they're saying.
Yeah, when
Like-
she goes in for her first job, and they're trying to tell her, hey, we're going to go in there and kill people. And she's like, what? I mean, that's not what she thinks, but yeah. She just looks like this.
Hey,
And then
before the terrible Daredevil
Yeah.
fight scene.
And then she looks like she's insulted that how dare they not know how to sign before meeting me?
Yep.
Like you inconsiderate
like,
asshole. for
Accommodate
not-
me.
It's like when somebody fucking walks up to me, starts speaking Spanish, like I'm supposed to know what the fuck you're talking about. Like that was the kind of vibe it gave off.
Obviously, this is MCU. The world knows it's MCU. And apparently, so does Marvel. We got a little clip. I was emailed this late last night when I was working on my video. Oh, actually, no, it's in Garrett. It's in. I uploaded it. I uploaded it here in StreamYard.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, go all the way to the bottom.
Well, a bit before the an action scene as well. You know when they're getting like checked for weapons before she gets checked. When we watched it, we were like, so she's gonna get her ass grabbed, and then she's gonna attack and beat the guy who's doing it. That's exactly what happened. It was just like boom, boom. I was like, yeah, next scene, please.
So obvious, though. It was so
Very
obvious.
They had to take the box of toxic masculinity out of there. So.
Yeah, they ticked all the boxes except for good storytelling. So
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah.
Gary, that's a box that has fucking cobwebs in it.
Yeah, you're right.
And I thought it could
get to the fun part.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's
I
going
gotta
to be
read
more,
mine
of
so I can-
course, a lot of blood, violence, guns
violence,
involved as well. And it's very gritty. And it's a different feel compared to what the other MCU stuff that we've seen.
Ooh, Freudian slip.
Now the question is, did
Hey, at least
the
we're
ASL
admitting it
reader
now.
watch Nerdrotic, or did it lock her?
Rent free, rent free.
She looks prettier in that video than she does in the show.
Yeah,
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
They ugly her
Everyone
up, man.
outside
Yeah,
of these
they
fucking
made her
movies
ugly.
look better.
it's like
Everything
Kelly
more.
I
Marie
think
Tran.
as a
Same thing.
It's weird. It's like they
The
go
as a
out of
ugly
their
woman, I
way.
think it was enough of a super.
Go on, Chrissy. Go on.
Go on, Chrissy.
She's lagging.
I think the whole time I was like, I think as a woman, it's enough that her superpower is just being quiet, and that didn't get enough credit.
Ryan agrees.
They seem to be going out of their way to make women more ugly, and it's
Yeah.
like, and I really think it comes down to the whole male gaze bullcrap. They don't want men to be attracted to women.
Correct.
And it's like,
Yes.
hang on, no, that's
Correct.
a good thing, man. Like, what's wrong with men being attracted to women? What's wrong with women looking pretty? They still
Disney's
get-
gay agenda, which they've been speaking about and got caught doing.
You know.
Well,
like seriously,
well,
they
there's
go out of their way to make Chris Hemsworth still. He has to be jacked. In fact, we'll strip him and let women ogle him. But holy crap, you look at a single woman that like it's actually so blatant at this point.
Well, I mean,
Time's up.
it is very
Time's
weird
up.
because the ultimate form of feminism, according to feminists that have been writing books about this since the 1950s, the ultimate form of feminism and female empowerment is lesbianism. It completely cut men out.
Yes,
That's
and
really
only
This is
then,
accurate.
only then can you read lips. Wah, wah.
and rent U-Hauls.
Of the Beaver tribe.
It seems like that, like either that baggage claim or to become like men. Like they want women to act
Yeah.
more like men, dress like men,
Usurp
look like
men.
men.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like they actually hate femininity and even female beauty at this point. And this is just
Yeah.
another example of it.
Yeah, they
Femini-
so there's this one feminist writer, her name is something Boudoir, and she wrote Beauvoir. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. She wrote this book called The Other Sex, and she herself, so this is in the 1950s, 1960s. She wrote this book, and she herself never had any relationship with a man. She instead, in her 70s, was having a relationship with an ex-student of hers. It started when the student was 17, but by the time she was in her 70s, her student was 30, and she ended up adopting her own lover. It's like really strange stuff. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, we have
Yeah.
some other MCU.
Well, yeah. There's
deleted scenes here.
a deleted scene that Disney, in their infinite wisdom, decided to release to the public. Now, I don't think I'm going out on a limb here by saying that Disney's got a bit of a reputation problem right now. Let's just say it, okay? Bit of a reputation.
Bad.
I can't think of the word now. It
a
rhymes with broom.
representation.
groomer. Yes. That's what it rhymes with. And well, it's hard to deny that when they release clips like this.
Good start.
Okay.
The first 30 seconds.
Yeah,
is
you
nuts.
can go in a little bit, Garrett.
Right
yeah,
there.
that's good. That's good.
Incoming call from New Asgard.
Hello? Oh, Captain, my captain. Oh, you're not my captain. Captain Marvel resident assistant, Mrs. Marvel speaking. How can... You're Valkyrie. Tis I. Wait, Mrs. Marvel.
Oh, smug cow.
No invite.
Tis I.
No, I'm Ms. Marvel. Ms. We're not married. That would be... I'm single.
Careful, she can read lips.
Seconds to the
All right, so she said strap on. I mean strap in at the end there. By the way, if you didn't catch it.
That's the
Because
more
miraculous. Two of our hosts had happened to talk right over the most important parts of the clip. Az
it's
and
crazy
Chrissy.
how that happens.
Yeah.
She was a smug cow.
Go on, Ryan.
All I know is that dad can play.
Go on,
Yeah,
Ryan.
so when she fumbles over, Valkyrie assumes that she says Mrs. Marvel. She's like, did she get married again and didn't invite me? Blah, blah, blah. But implying that the 16-year-old in-universe Kamala Khan would be married to Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, which that's one thing that's a little weird. But okay, it's the second comment that for me takes it over the edge to make it completely disgusting, where she makes strap in, a lesbian character making a joke who just assumed that a 16-year-old girl was married to another girl, makes a strap-on joke, right? That's as clear as fucking day. Like that's where they're coming from with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not so secret agenda.
Yep.
I mean, it's out there. So, not a great way to start off the year, Disney, with the worst show probably of the year. And you know what? I think that tag might stick this year. I know we've got a lot of bad stuff, but as far as shows are concerned, it's just overall quality with Echo. It's boring as fuck. And it's essentially 4.5 episodes long. The first 30 minutes is a complete recap with the Daredevil fight. By the way, Daredevil completely fucks off afterwards. Doesn't question her. Doesn't do anything. She just killed somebody.
He
just
fucks off when
pisses
he's
off.
winning. He's
Yes,
winning the
yeah.
fight, and then he fucks off.
Yes.
He's like shelving.
And then they're like, hey.
Like, I've been watching these guys for months.
And you know, like what's annoying about that fight scene, right? It was still bad. Like there are moments where there's no impact or force, like you know, it's conveyed. You can really actually see things not connecting in it, right? It still has they put effort into it. It's just still fails at the finish line. Was there that level of effort in any other fight scene in any other episode through the whole series?
No.
It's like false
No, there wasn't.
advertising where they're trying to say, look, this is the level of action you'll get in Echo from episode 1, and then nothing. In actual fact, the final fight scene at the final episode has a grandma punching out, you know, like Hitman. I was like,
Power of the ancestors compels you.
Well, the other thing too I've noticed, like with a lot of the MCU stuff, is that it's never about someone just being a superhero. They have to go and share their power. We saw this exact same thing with Thor: Love and Thunder, and like a few other things too. I'm trying to remember what else, but that one really sticks out where it seems like the superhero has to share his power.
Equity. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Daredevil fight too, again, they tried to make it look like it was a one shot. Remember the Daredevil series? Remember this? That's what they're doing. But even that wasn't true. It was a fake one shot because I couldn't really tell in the shitty version that was going around a week before it came out. But in the high quality version, you could tell when they like pan behind, it's either like a pillar or something. It is a different shot. It was not even one shot for that. So as bad as it wasn't even like that whole thing was a one shot either. So it's just miserable.
What's incredible is, remember the original release date for this, Ryan, which was November 29th, which 19 days after the Marvels. And they thought, hey, let's get it to January. We'll try to get it away from the Marvels as far as possible. Didn't help. Then they decide to release one day after Echo, that deleted scene. What the fuck is going? Who in the fuck thinks Kevin Feige's fixing shit? Okay, because it's not happening. It's just flat out not happening. This guy doesn't
Who's
know what
running
the
this
fuck.
place?
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Inmates.
He was good when you made 2 movies a year. 2 movies a year, surrounded by talent, had competent directors. Now that he's got 5 shows, 3 movies, all these board members, DEI, all this shit, he sucks. He's fucking terrible. And Hollywood used to be a "what have you done for me lately" town. Not anymore, because a lot of shows would have been canceled and all this shit would have been completely shit canned. But you're further damaging your brand. So if anybody is holding out hopes, and I'm sure we'll see the videos later this year, Marvel's gonna turn things around with Black Falcon, Captain America. Shit ain't happening. They're reshooting an entire fucking movie as we speak. As we fucking speak, a movie they finished shooting. Like it's incredible how incompetent they are. And you know who's gonna be walking the trail of tears? Disney investors. That's who's gonna be walking the trail of tears.
Yeah.
So it's astounding. We thought it would be bad. It was Alan Ng said this. Like, think it's worse than you could possibly imagine, and it met those expectations.
The
for sure.
biggest thing that
Forward
struck
on.
me was just this feels like the culmination of what we've been heading toward with a lot of different shows, of how much they just have no idea how to tell stories in TV at all. Because even sometimes with Quantumania or Love and Thunder, you have start middle finishes that are awful. We can judge it all for everything. But like these shows, there's nothing in them for the most part. The stuff that is there is terrible. You struggle to fill 5 episodes, whatever the original number was. And then, like, if you just watch any show that came out, rewind 10 years plus, and you should be okay. You'll find that they all follow really similar formulas. They evolve naturally over time. They've got like those different. One of the key things would be like something of the week versus serialized. Like that would be the 1 of 2 formats for a lot of TV. This one is just a fucking mess, and it takes no advantage of anything that it's doing. Something I brought up on Open Bar was like the Light Horseman stuff. So. Having the line like, men are life takers, women are life givers. I was like, they could still maybe salvage this in some way, talk about it in a context that I could find like interesting, agreeable or something. Culturally speaking, it's like, we're not going to let our women go around fucking hunting and killing people. You will take care of the children. Like, I understand that. It's like, okay. She saves all of the men by shooting all of the enemies, and then her dad is just like, woohoo! And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why can you never...
Oh, the
I just killed White Boy.
There's no taking advantage of any of the opportunities here. Like, he should be fucking sad. This is a tragedy what's have to happen here. And he's failed to protect his daughter. That's what happened there. And we don't see any of that.
Yeah, and it was so gimmicky too to do it in a silent film format. I mean, that could have been interesting, artistic choice or something. But
yeah, that's what we had for the rest of the fucking show anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we had. And I was thinking, I said, if someone was actually a good filmmaker and a creator, they might have made this actually in a silent form, just because that's how she's engaging with the world, and that could have been really cool. But here it's like they do it in a gimmicky way, and then they cut away to the dialogue to just say bang, which is, we can tell that that's what guns do. Every time a gun goes off, it makes a bang like sound. You don't need to tell us that.
But that's what they did in silent films.
They always focused in silent films. Like they didn't even stick with the aesthetic at all. They
changed the aspect ratio.
Yeah, they half committed. They didn't do all of it. They didn't even fucking like get an older camera and stuff like that. It's just like you guys are boring.
It was just a filter. And then halfway through they switched to spoken format. So what was the point of doing the silent film in the first place?
It's all
Suddenly
just
they start
around.
talking. Yeah, it's all half baked, and it was just every aspect of it. Also, then like there's no character development, of course. There's no. It's really that she's brimming with trauma and anger, and trying to show everybody around her that her trauma trumps their trauma. That's really it. It's like her grandmother tells her about how painful it was for her to give birth to her mother, and to then lose her mother was devastating. And she's like, well, it doesn't matter because you abandoned me. My
Yeah.
trauma trumps your
Yeah.
trauma.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm deaf.
Intersectionality.
I'm amputated, right? And I'm younger than you. You have to be there for me. And the one
Yeah.
person who tried to be there for her in her life, Bonnie, who was sending her text messages, she doesn't respond to her messages. And Bonnie says, "How come you're not responding to my messages?" And she says, people grow apart. Like, get over it. Who cares? So she's allowed to abandon everybody and anybody, but
Mhm.
people, if they abandon her, she can be so angry with them
Right.
just
And
throughout her
entitled.
life.
Yeah,
I
what a
mean,
It never
loser
atoned for it.
Was
That's
it
the
ever
problem.
explained?
That's really the problem, is that she never atones for it. Like Gary, you said it. If a character is like this, if she's an insufferable cunt the entire show, and she's trotting on all of her friends and family and treating them like shit, and then misinterpreting people's actions, that's okay. If by the
Nearly
end of
getting
the
him killed.
show, by the end of the show, she realizes what she's done wrong and she's apologized and she's tried to make right with that. That's what a hero of a story does. That's what the protagonist does, is the right thing. She never does that.
They celebrate her
it's
for all
it's
her actions.
It's
Yeah.
the MCU story 1, 2, 3 every single time. It's a horrible woman that continues to be horrible, and then the people that she thinks are the people that hate her, they just go, "Oh wait,
There was a
you're
huge
awesome."
opportunity.
It's not about growth, Garrett. That's the reason why
there was a
they
huge
do this shit.
There was a huge
How awesome
opportunity
is he?
that they missed because they're not talented, right? So she can contact her ancestors. You have a scene with her ancestors showing her all her wrongs. Every time she killed somebody, how it affected people. So she can go through this journey of atonement and realize she actually did something wrong. Nah. Why do I do that?
No.
Was
She's
it,
just
guys,
great, and she's
I have a
always been
question.
great.
Was it ever explained what caused the fallout between Maya and her cousin? Like, did I miss something there? Like,
Yeah,
or
they
was it
explained
just
it.
her mother's death that
It was
broke
She
them
moved
apart?
away.
She moved away.
No,
No,
and she never
but
talked to her, I guess.
But she says at the end, Maya says at the end, that it's better for you to be away from me because I only bring destruction, which
True.
is, but it's still
To
such.
Marvel.
But it's like, but it doesn't stop her from coming in and completely wrecking Uncle,
The
what was his
town.
name?
Uncle
Henry's
Henry.
life. She
Yeah.
comes
Also-
completely wrecks his life.
His
She
cousin.
wrecks Biscuit's life. The only
Mhm.
person she cares about to not wreck her life is the only girl, right? The only girl that she doesn't have
Bonnie.
anger towards is Bonnie.
Just say
Everybody
herself.
else, she's totally fine with using and abusing and tossing away.
Biscuit is
I mean-
fucking retarded,
Yeah,
by the
he
way.
is.
Like
Yeah,
a
I think
typical male
legitimately he is.
representation
Yeah.
Marvel right now.
Why is he white though? Why does he look so white? He does not look like he's from the
A
tribe.
lot of Choctaw are pretty white skinned, light skinned.
He's white Choctaw.
Legitimately,
He's
now they
he's
are
milk
pretty
Choctaw.
mixed. Yeah.
Not dark Choctaw. You're milk Choctaw.
If you've ever been to Oklahoma, you know that a lot of the natives there are biracial, essentially.
See,
So
Yeah,
there's
obviously,
totally-
if you'd ever go to
that was-
Oklahoma back
yeah,
in time, you'd
that-
fucking figure it
that
That
out.
was
fucking
totally
whole
my
state.
my Karen from Mean Girls, moment. Like, if you're from Africa, why are you white?
Has anyone seen the musical that's out right now?
No,
No.
It
God,
looks
no.
like such a disgrace.
No,
That
I mean-
first movie is like it's a fucking good movie, and
Yes, it is.
It's gonna be a fucking nightmare. This musical looks
Yeah.
terrible to me.
It's just everything's gotten. I mean, I know I'm going to sound like such an old lady saying this, but everything's gotten so goddamn crass. Everything is so crass. It's like there's no. It's that easy route for everything where let's just hypersexualize everything. This was really weird, but you know that famous moment from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where he meets his dad after a long time, and then his dad says we're going to do all these great things, and then his dad kind of
Vanishes.
vanishes again, and Will has that beautiful breakdown that he does, very well acted, and that moment got redone in the new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the reboot that they did. It's called Bel-Air. And you guys should just watch that. It is so, you can just see how over 20 years, the way people write has changed so much. First of all, it's just chock full of N-words. It's just chock full of where father and son are
Hey, that's
calling
not
each
bad.
other. But it's like father and son are calling each other N-words and just cursing each other out. That's communication. on TV now, and I'm just like, God, it's such lazy writing.
That's social media interaction, that is.
Yeah.
Because
Particularly
in
with
reality,
Ryan.
this is not how we talk to each other in reality. But when
Right.
you're on social media, it's argumentative. Therefore, everything becomes hyperbolic. Language becomes hyperbolic and exaggerated. This is where writing come in, because the writers are just brought up on this social media-esque snap, TikTok, no attention span bullshit. And so if they think we don't have the time, we don't have time to craft a discussion. They've got to be listening. They've got to be TikToking. You know, we've got to stick something in every 2 seconds, otherwise we're going to lose them.
Yes.
That's where we are, and that's why writing is so broken. Nothing
funny
can
you,
stick. Nothing can be let to live. No joke can set. Nothing can set. It's got to be, if there's space, you got to fill the space. Something's got to be in the space.
You say that, and yet, like I said, Echo is so fucking empty, and I feel like TV shows used to be a lot more actually dense, with good
substance
content. Because I rewatched Firefly recently. That's a cast of 9 characters that they have to give something to every single episode at 40 minutes while running a big plot, while supporting like what world is being developed. And it's a fucking sci-fi. Like there's all kinds of things they got to cover. It's nuts to me that I learned who and what the 9 people do. And at Echo, it's like I struggle to have any fucking clue who the main character is.
That's because
asshole.
It used to be these shows would get fucking canceled if nobody was watching them. You know what I mean? Like there was pressure for every single week. You needed people tuning in. You couldn't have a filler episode in your first 2 seasons of a show, or they'd pull the plug and they'd pick up another one of these 10 pilots that are sitting there ready to go and replace it for cheaper.
Yeah.
So
It
I feel like the way that television is made now, and the way the streamers specifically made all this TV, was there wasn't, hey, let's take a look at these 5 different pilots and see which one we're going to pick up. Now it's, hey, you get $200 million, you get $150 million, you get $100 million. Give us 10, 8, 6 episodes of all these different shows. We're just going to order them all at once because we need content for our new streaming service.
Yeah.
It's the same the way how Arrested Development in 3 seasons, you know, just built incredible episodes, but then when they got a blank check from Netflix for the reboot, it actually languished and it went on too long and could have used some actually good healthy editing and you know, condense it down. You need that challenge, and that's the thing, is that as what you're saying is exactly right. First of all, they're pandering to an audience that has a very limited attention span, but they're missing the point that people actually like substance, which is what Mahler's saying. Is like it's this weak, lazy explosion versus worthy substance. And they're prioritizing this side instead. It's just, and for Echo, it's let's put representation. Representation fixes our problem for everything, right? And every cast member is like, oh, this meant so much to us to see us up on the screen, and everybody's gonna love it for that reason. They think that that's enough. Just so asinine.
The Superfan video is a great example of that. The only examples that they talked in that thing was it's gritty, dark, def. Like that was it. Like, what is the show though? Is it? And it wasn't.
Where's the substance?
Where was the substance?
No substance. It wasn't gritty. It wasn't dark.
No,
it was just bad.
There were some scenes that were poorly lit.
Yes, they were. I wish they would have just turned the light all the way down. It would have been probably better, and I could have had my Helen Keller moment. But
I couldn't hear a word Echo was saying.
The same writers.
Oh, I forgot. I totally forgot. Oh, shit,
You're
that's
trying
great.
to destroy me.
That is great.
That was
Hello
most
there.
retarded piece of Kenobi ever. That was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my god.
Well, hey,
A
folks.
show full of retarded stuff.
You want to hear how things are not going to get better for Hollywood at all? Our good friends at Film Threat came out with the article we were teasing a bit. I know Gore's out there. What's up, Frank Gore?
He's a watching.
So a writer has come out. Chris has been talking about this. There's a new questionnaire out there, like asking some really personal questions, and it's basically it's the identity politics questionnaire. This is the WGA signed off on this. The Film Actors Guild has now signed off on this. This is going to corporations have already implemented it with DEI. And this is going to, the Oscar rules that came out last year. This is basically the Oscar rules expanded into writing, acting. It's going to fuck an entire industry. And that's already kind of fucked. They're looking down the barrel of a horrible year this year, potentially no billion-dollar movies, or at least maybe at the very best a couple. And this ain't going to make things better. And you're starting to piss off your own people. Finally, some of them are starting to speak out, including this anonymous person. An open letter from a white writer to the film TV business. Somebody else is going to have to read this. There we go. It's better. That's better. Hang on. I got to look up a little. If you ever wonder why I look up, I'm old. It's my progressive.
All score in 20 years
ago.
ago.
And 7 years ago.
I can read it.
I've been working professionally.
Who wants to read it?
I can read it.
Well,
Great
No, you're gonna have to
Can I do it? I can do it.
What
if
the
you
hell
want.
just happened? Was that a pregnancy thing?
I don't want to interrupt and bother.
Chrissy's lagging a little bit, so she hears things.
You
5
let
seconds
Ryan,
after.
you read it. Let Ryan read it.
Pregnancy lag.
For the last 20 years, I've been a working professional screenwriter. Between 2004 and 2018, I was sent on hundreds of meetings with some of the best studio execs, producers, and directors in the business. I loved it. It was an opportunity to chat with like-minded people who love film, grew up with movies, and were making them at the highest level. We discuss ideas, plot characters, and their arcs, and who's in the audience. Maybe chat about subtext and themes. Felt like an episode of Jon Favreau's Dinner for Five. Sometimes you'd end up getting work. Other times you made a great connection. Sometimes you got laid. Everyone was intelligent, film and TV savvy, and had a deep understanding of the business side of the industry. In 2019, things started to change, and quickly. Now what they're showing there is this search form where they're having all WGA writers fill out what they are, right? If you're heterosexual on the left, so normal, or any of the other things on the right. And then what your race is, what your heritage is, if you're indigenous, what freaking tribe you're from, like a laundry list of separate yourself to the nth degree by whatever disability you have or anything that you could possibly imagine. And it's going to be used for people that are looking for writers to search by Black, wheelchair, transgender, and it'll give you a list of who's available for you.
No one's clicking white.
And you're only going to exist.
White automatically delete your entry.
And you know what? You know what it's going to be used for? You're going to be like a last minute decision to fill some quota. You won't make jack shit as far as money. That's my whole theory about Echo. They went ahead with this Echo series. Keep this article up, by the way. So if they put her in 10 minutes of any movie, that checks at least 5 boxes automatically. With one character. You kind of it's efficient. It's efficient communism, except that it's not efficient. So please continue, Ryan.
Suddenly, subtext and themes became the main point of discussing a project or IP. The first question every meeting became, what can we say with this project? Or what can we teach people with this story? Plot, character, and audience were now secondary and sometimes not even discussed.
On that point, I find it hilarious they think they've been doing this with subtext.
Subtext, what's that?
Fuck off. as if any of us have to spend more than a second figuring out what the fuck the point is. Like
All the subtlety of Kingpin's hammer.
Pretty much.
These new execs weren't savvy and business-minded execs. They were young and no track record or comprehension of the bottom line. When the streaming wars started and the money hose was turned on, those experienced executives started relying on these young guns to pick up the slack. But the kids were less focused on the hero's journey and more concerned with taking down the patriarchy, which leads us to the next point. The reality is, for the past 5 years, white, straight male writers and directors with experience and successful track records have been sidelined. We talk about it over coffee or after screenings. We've basically been told that because of our race and gender, we need not apply. At one point, my agent told me because they couldn't put me up for any OWAs, open writing assignments, or TV staffing jobs because the execs only wanted to hear takes on the material from BIPOC or female or LGBTQ writers.
Wow.
Some shows even started insinuating or instituting staffing quotas that 40 to 50% of the writing staff had to be people of color.
Yikes.
Fuck that.
Yeah, and
I
that's
want-
why that's why they're not getting a lot of new writers. I spoke to one person who was offered a show, was excited about the show, wanted to bring on the crew they're familiar with, and the studio said no, you actually have to pick from these 5 diverse people with no experience. And that writer mentions it later in the article. What will happen is you are forced to take them, and then what has happened? Sorry, let me rephrase that. What has already happened is you take these people on, and then the head writer has to finish all their work. They either fuck off, they don't meet deadlines, and it's getting pretty frustrating for them, and that's happening. We even heard Jodie Foster mention this recently. She said, "I'm done with Gen Z. Like, I can't handle them. They they don't have the work ethic." And Mark Millar tweeted something, I forgot who it was from, earlier today, that just back in the 2000s, early 2000s, kids stopped going to drama class. They stopped going to school, film school. They stopped doing all this stuff to hone your craft because people stopped being bored because of social media. And there's something to that. There's something,
Why can't they just take their crew and do a little blackface, make them kiss each other? Boom, diversity.
It might come to that.
It goes into the mentality when they're given the job based on a characteristic and not merit or work ethic or any type of achievement. How do you think they're going to perform? All right. They've been getting told, the whole participation award and everything like that. So they're not going to be going to class to try and hone their craft and get better at it, because they don't need to be good at their job to get the job anymore.
Precisely.
And-
It's a disservice to them. It's a disservice to the people that they claim to care about when you upjump somebody that's completely unexperienced and not ready for the job. So maybe some of these writers or some of these filmmakers could eventually turn into people that make really great things, but when you jump them right out of high school or college, you're expecting them to fail. They're going to fail because they don't know how to operate in the industry or anything.
We all know that the diversity that's missing is the diversity of thought.
Yes.
We've all said it many, many times over, but it's absolutely true, because it doesn't matter if the box that's been ticked is BIPOC, LGB, female. They have the same through line. They all think the same. The other bit is the superficiality of the characteristic of that person, so they can be wheeled out like some sort of fucking trophy. And
Which doesn't help anybody.
What it does do is it attracts opportunists. And that's when you get people who don't benefit their race, their gender, their color. They don't try and uplift anyone. It's all, look at me, Jack. Look after me. I'm looking after myself. And so without this diversity of thought, without other people bringing differences of opinion to the table, which often leads to more open content, because it allows the audience then to make their own determination which side of the coin they fall on, we get this shite that's been persistent from Marvel, particularly Disney. Let's just say Disney in general, and plenty of other Amazon, plenty of other companies. Amazon have a few hits here or there, though, thank God. Netflix, we saw it for years, and it's just the same stream of telling the audience what they should be thinking because we think we're right, because we are a hive mind.
There's a problem in the selection bias, I suppose, because I think a conventional wisdom would tell us that different backgrounds give opportunities for different stories that can create a lot of different experiences for the viewer as well. Be like, oh, I never even knew about some of this, or this looks pretty interesting. But we've short-circuited and cut out the part where we need storytellers first. That's like the core trait. And then it'd be neat to have some people who've had different experiences, of course, to add different flavor. Because I was just thinking about how what is sci-fi and fantasy if not the fact that a writer is writing about things that never happened and weren't a thing? You know what I mean? It's like they have to explore imagination. They have to use their storytelling ability. And then you have some of the greatest female characters of all time. A lot of them are written by men. And so it's like, so wait, what does that mean then? It's like, well,
What does that mean?
It's more so a sufficient talent that is absolutely the thing that we should be focusing on. And when you stop doing that,
one of the best-selling fantasy series of all time about a boy was written by a woman. So it's just
Harry Potter.
I mean,
Harry Potter.
and I think they missed, and these writers missed that whole concept of, intersectional voices, right? Elevate voices that are silenced. It's rooted in this belief that we're all far more different than we are actually similar, and that's not correct. That's why stories can speak to you across time. You can watch something that was made ages ago or written ages ago, and it still talks to you, because the human experience is actually quite similar, but they want to convince us that no, actually you need to shut up and listen to a deaf woman who has an amputated leg listen to, I'm saying specifically, but and who's Native American, because she's gonna have ideas and thoughts that you've never ever come across ever before. And that's not true. That's absolutely not true. The good storytelling is beyond all of that. It's beyond all these physical traits. It's actually something that goes right into your heart, and it speaks to you deeply.
Yeah,
And
and
sometimes people who have this impression that people are being silenced or their stories aren't allowed to get out there, maybe it's not that they're being silenced. Maybe it's that certain people don't have anything worth of note to say, right?
Yeah.
And when people hear it, they don't bother listening.
Yeah. The whole idea that just because someone shares a type of characteristic with someone else that they can easily understand that person more, represent their ideas more, everything is nonsense. That is absolutely no, the person will understand you if they actually understand you. Just as Mauler said, interestingly, some of the best female characters were written by men. Shocking, right? I never think that, this person here is going to do a better job or understand me more because he's a man or shares some other characteristic of the same faith as me or anything like that. And I was having a conversation once about, women need women representation. And it's like, okay, so if you're having someone who's, developing policy around pregnancy, it's always going to be better if it's a woman. And it's just like, yes. It's like, what if the woman has never been pregnant and hasn't studied pregnancy? Interestingly enough, I've actually participated in the process of 5 pregnancies with my wife. I know the difficulties that my wife needed to go through. And I also have studied a bit, went into the class and everything. And so if it was a choice between me and this woman who's never been pregnant, never studied it, oddly enough, a man would be more qualified for that position to represent women and pregnancy than this woman. And so the idea that it has to be the same gender or something like that is nonsense. It's about what they know, what they study, what their actual real experience is. And that's how it works.
And when it comes to female pregnancy, the biggest improvements medically have been made by men. So why is that? Is if men don't care about women, why would they do that?
And because they're better doctors.
But I got a question. I got a question for everyone here, right? Let's just play Marvel at their own game, right?
That's what I try to do.
Say, okay, we're gonna look at Echo from the perspective of this deaf amputee woman from this indigenous tribe has something to say. So the question is, with that in mind, what did the show say?
What was it about?
Nothing, absolutely nothing.
It said that as long as you're related to other girl bosses, you'll always win a fight.
Yeah, there you go.
I couldn't hear it.
You'll be excused of all your wrongdoings.
I couldn't hear it.
You'll be
that,
loved
Muller.
and taken care of, regardless of how you treat people around you.
It told me that even having to watch other people talk to deaf people is annoying as fuck.
Has a point. Let's break down the plot. She wants to become a crime boss, and she puts her own family at risk in trying to do it. Turns out the Kingpin's alive, offers her everything she wants to be the crime boss, but no, it's more about revenge. She turns it down, and then the Kingpin is sad because she's not going to join him, and then he threatens to slaughter a village and her family, and then she decides to stop him mainly for her own sake and to fight the Kingpin. It's completely.
What about the origin of her people? Basically, in one sentence, would be: woman leads mud people out of a spa with a woodpecker.
People. That's the thing too, because I enjoy the Native American mythologies and stuff like that and the origins, but this show did
enjoyed
not.
It in this?
No, in general.
Okay.
This show did not depict that very well. Like the Choctaw people, they were a matriarchal society, so they revered their mothers and whatnot.
No wonder they changed their origin to that. Then
that's what I was about to say. They
also
picked them
explains a lot
because of
about
that.
you.
And then they also
Really does.
I don't understand that. They also
I couldn't hear him.
Go on, Garrett.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
They you fucking
they were a matriarchal
They
people.
used that because they wanted to have the women at the forefront, but even inside of that, they used men as a negative when that was the way that scene when they were in the talkie scene in the past where he said men are the life takers, women are the life givers, which is an actual phrase in Choctaw. But they use that because of they wanted it to be everything against women. We're trying to take away women's powers. We want to make men more powerful than women. That's not how the actual Choctaw saw each other. They saw each other the way men and women actually are, is they're useful in different ways. Women are great at providing protection and life and doing a lot of things domestically, and men are great at taking life and going out there and protecting the tribe and killing food and bringing it back. That's what it's about.
It's weird how we survived this way for thousands of years. It's not just the past century where everyone's trying to change shit.
But they try to like see it in this angle that is modernized, and that's just not how it actually is.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a vein of truth to that line that, women,
Absolutely.
protect, give life, men take
Like I
life,
said, there's
right?
great context you can give those lines. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean that's what we have to deny today, right? As a modern woman, you're supposed to deny that you actually have a soft heart, and that you are that your role in society is to be the moral center. Like that's one of those things that is so hard for feminists to accept because they feel like men get away with misbehaving and then women have to deal with all the consequences of that. And that's just not true. That's just not how life actually works out. But for us, for women, morality is built into our biology. We experience morality right away. And what I mean by that is we ourselves are an asset of sorts. Like the second I underwent puberty, I was sex on legs, right? I'm walking as now I'm a commodity that people crave, that men crave. Not all men are interested in that. I wasn't either. I was like very lanky little kid and just hid in the corner a lot. But but that's the point, is that a woman is raised with that understanding that, hey, you can't just do anything. You can't just walk down a street in the middle of the night in a short skirt and get away with no consequences for that, right? And that's morality. Morality is, what do you need to do to make sure that bad things don't happen to you and the people around you. And so for women, it's built in, whereas for men, it's a learned thing. And often every good story has the woman actually offering the guidance around morality and men understanding that. You have Aragorn, what should he do with his life? It's Arwen, helping him understand that. What's his path? She's the one, he has the means, but she offers the meaning behind everything. And that's true for every story. Yeah. You have every story where the man is motivated by what the woman is helping him guide, is like her counsel is what's guiding him and motivating him. And every war movie, what does it show? It shows that he has letters from his woman. He has photos of his woman. That's what's motivating him. But that's the reality that feminism really wants to ignore and toss out and say women should not be responsible for the morals of society. We should not be responsible for the heart of society. We can do whatever we want. And that's what Echo is all about. Echo is pushing that idea that she can do whatever she wants. Yeah.
And we're
it's not even like it's women acting what shitty feminist women think men act like and what they think men get away with. It's not like what good men actually act like. It's like a cartoonish version of it.
Well, what they want is freedom from consequences, right?
Well, we've also
Without
spoken
being
multiple
aware
times
of
about the gender swap, the actual women being masculine, men being feminized, because and you know, men being subservient, women constantly being dominant, and we see this so often that it just becomes so numb and boring now, because Echo wasn't able to carry the show. No, there's no pun in that. Just wasn't able to carry the show. She didn't have any presence. She didn't have anything gumption about her.
She didn't have two legs to stand on.
She didn't have two legs to stand on, but she didn't do anything that would any way, shape, or form garner any sort of respect to follow that person. You watch one episode of Reacher, pick one at fucking random, any single solitary one, and you're like, that's the guy I'd follow. That's the guy I would follow.
We talked about like how the lack of talented ability to tell stories will lead to providing us basically shitty media. It's like, yeah. We talk about that consequence a lot, and that has absolutely been proven. It's seen, and now it's having like, you know, monetary fucking repercussions. The other thing it's doing that's almost like a more passive effect that I actually really fucking hate is that it's going to put in the idea of many audiences that it's like, another female-led TV show, bad. Another female-led story, blah, 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 bad. Another, a whole culture I'm not aware of, bad. Another thing like that, bad. You know, like, man, I guess stories about like a lot of these things, they're just not very likely to work, huh? And it's like, no, that's not all the truth. They just, we've got this awful cross-section of absolutely piss-poor writers and an attempt to do everything that they believe will garner them some level of like respect or notoriety based on the fact they're not doing a more conventional story. When the reality is, and I think this is proven a little bit by One Piece as an adaptation, you can have a conventional structure behind anything. It doesn't like, it could be the weirdest, crazy thing ever, all the way in the far-flung areas of fucking space with purple people running around with 10 legs. But it could have a simple structure that follows a lot of the things we're more familiar with, and it could be hyper successful. And it's such a shame, because I think a lot of people will now be like, what's the new show? Oh, Indigenous lady doing things? Like, it's probably going to be shit. It's like, it shouldn't be that way. But they've tossed so much goodwill out now. Because, like, you know, I like to think late 90s, early 2000s, we actually started to get a lot of subversive TV shows that were actually kind of nailing it. Bringing in like, the woman is the most powerful character, and you're like, wait a minute, and then you go, it's the ancient power, it's this cybernetic enhancement, blah blah blah, and you're like, oh, okay, and then you get, you know, plenty of actual strong cast alongside, and then you just accept it as a normal thing, and that's perfectly fine, and it brings everybody to the point of being able to accept any potential ideas coming in. But these days, at this point, you're just like, what's that? An action movie with a white male lead? That sounds crazy. Maybe that'll be good. I don't know.
Wait a minute, is a woman being cast next to him?
To the point where like Jason Statham's the beekeeper. It's like, man, I'm gonna go see that, and it's probably not gonna be great, but I'm probably gonna have fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
That movie looks sick. I'm really excited to see that.
It's like, yes, please give me Transporter 7 or whatever. Just give it
whatever
to
the
me.
fuck it is. I don't care. I could not agree more.
I just wanted to build off of Baggage Clave's point, because there was some interesting discussion about saying, you know, women bringing morality to society. I don't think that's an absolute, but I do think there's like a vein of truth in the sense that I do feel women oftentimes throughout history have been kind of the gatekeepers of relationships, and there is an inherent morality built into that. There's the whole understanding that the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. I also think that men have such an important role in maintaining and also dispersing morality, justice, and things like that. And especially with the role of fatherhood and the need to, be the example of that, especially for young men, and the need for that as well. And it's a good nuanced discussion. Perhaps we don't have the time to try to dive into that a bit more, but I just wanted to share some additional kind of thoughts on it.
You're absolutely right. And that's something I'm actually going to dive into in the next video I'm working on, which I've been working on for almost 2 months now.
Whoa.
But I talk a lot about that specifically, that what we're going through today, a lot of it can be traced back to the fact that there are not enough fathers in the home. And this is just, I'll just throw out a quick stat, which is that in 1950 in America, 1 in 16 kids didn't have a father in the home. That number right now is 1 in 4. So it is a massive change. And I love even that scene from House of the Dragon where all the boys are fighting, and in like I think it's second to last episode or third to last, and Damon just walks in between them, and they just immediately, the situation simmers down, because that is a perfect indication, a display of how a father really brings that power into the situation, and Simmer's, boys were going to be acting out. But the impact is not just on boys, on keeping them in line. And this is something Larry Elder talked about, where he said, I wasn't afraid of the police. I was always afraid of my father, that if I went and did something illegal, I didn't care about what the police would do to me, but I would care what my father would do to me. And that fear is now completely gone. But it's also for women. So a father in the home prevents young girls from being assaulted. It massively, it has I think it's not a girl without a father in the home is 900% more likely to be assaulted. So I just want to clarify that I'm not saying that men don't bring the morality. I'm saying that women offer that heart, but it's the men who actually make it a reality. Women can't enforce, women can't do anything around that. Women can represent it and help bring focus, but it's actually the father that makes it possible, and it's that partnership that makes it possible, and that's what's necessary. And so, and by the one last stat, for African Americans, that number is 55% of African Americans in America are I'm saying African Americans have no father in the home. 55% today. So it's massive.
Need to
it's
bring
a
back
massive
the
problem.
black nuclear family. It needs to come back. I know Eric's a big proponent of that. I am too. Mahler, there's a great scene in Angel where his son Connor tries to kill him by sending him to the bottom of the ocean, and then he comes back.
Spoilers.
Sorry, spoilers. And that where he comes into the room where he's back from the dead, and you think he's too weak, and he gets up, and Connor's like, "You're too weak to take me." He's all, "You think so?" And he goes, "Sit down." And he gets and David Boreanaz gets the dad face perfect on that one, because I pulled that face out on my kids too. Just sit down.
We find out he's barely able to stand, but he's able to convince him that he's absolutely very, very ready to to knock the piss out of him.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Can I avoid the spoiler? Hopefully.
You'll forget it by then.
It's worth
You'll
it.
forget it by
it's
the time you
fine.
get there. Don't worry.
all the time.
Okay. I'm loving the show. Angel is
freaking
awesome.
great.
Forgetting Connor. Don't worry.
I really
The Angel
appreciate.
character is amazing.
Angel's awesome.
He channeled my dad's face, which I try to channel with my kids, or when they were young. Now if I try that with one of my kids, I'd probably hurt my neck looking up. But yeah, that's the way it goes.
But this example is great because it's so depressing how absent stuff like this is from modern media, because they don't want male role models. They don't want masculine actual heroism that will inspire guys to seriously, superheroes had such a positive impact on me growing up. Where is that? Look at Echo. Where is any decent male character in that whole show?
Graham Greene is the only thing good at it, and he just parses wisdom.
Yep.
Once in a while, but he's the only charming
Who's
thing
that?
in it. Graham Greene, the grandpa.
He plays the grandfather.
Step grandfather once
Step
removed.
grandfather.
But even then, he's constantly propositioning his ex-wife, and then has a sideways cap on. Okay.
Yeah,
He's
like
the
a fucking
magical
bum.
and then
American.
makes fun of white people.
Yeah, makes fun of
tries
white
to
people.
cheat them as well.
It's
And
true.
he goes
They
out
do
of
the
his
one thing
way.
that we need.
Stupid.
He goes out of his way to help Echo, and even then, Echo is so ungrateful.
She's ungrateful.
Oh my God! Does she say thank you? I think she says thank you once in the entire show, and people are constantly.
She doesn't
absolutely
do in the whole show. She doesn't take any fucking responsibility for anything that she's done. I feel like the obvious arc, if this show were made by people, would have been that at the end she says, "You know what? It was my decision to do all of the horrible things, and I'm owning it, and that was me, and now it's my decision to stop." And that I'm not my life is going to change, and that I've got a lot to make up for, that sort of shit. Instead of being like, "Grandma, you left me. Kingpin, you taught me how to kill people. Everyone else did it. It wasn't me. I'm such a little angel.
I'm the victim. It's everyone else's fault. Have pity on me because I'm disabled." That's the show, and it's pathetic as a result.
It is. It absolutely is.
It is. How you doing, Mahler?
I loved it.
I did not love it.
It's Az's fave.
I did. Usually, I watch everything I review twice. This is the first time in years I just said, "Fuck it, no, I'm not doing it."
That'd be too painful.
Not doing it.
How could you do it?
Like hell no. I started Shad, and I'm like 10 minutes. I'm like, fuck this shit. I remember everything I need to know.
Yeah.
One of the first times ever, like we've recorded the coverage for EFAB. We're not sure exactly what we're doing with it yet, but we finished the last episode. We talk about how empty it is. Then we mostly talk about meta. Then we realize we haven't spoken at all about the show. And then we just like, okay, bye.
That's fine.
Bye. This is fucking worthless.
It really was. It's worthless, pointless sludge that had nothing of substance to say, and it was just a whole, it's a show with a diverse character. We'll watch it because of that.
What a bad sign for 2024. We do have some casting.
Bad sign like that.
I didn't need to do it, and I did it.
Perfect.
I'm unintentionally bigoted. That's awesome. Woo, yeah. hey, we did get some casting news, although we did talk about it like 3 weeks ago. And I didn't break this freaking news, by the way. Actually, I want to say Jeff Snyder had this news months ago. But the Fantastic Four cast, we put the picture up. They've already been cast. They're just trickling out the announcements for some reason. And I don't know if it's totally official, but Pedro Pascal is going to be Reed Richards. Vanessa Kirby, which is fucking terrible. Vanessa Kirby is going to be the Invisible Woman, which is great. I think she's actually very well cast.
She's great.
Eddie from Stranger Things is going to be the Human Torch. Fine, no problem. And some guy I never heard of is going to be the Thing, who's probably going to be just in a mocap suit or something. Anyway,
he's actually a pretty good actor.
Yeah, if he's a good actor, I mean, he's not a good Ben Grimm thing.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Ben Grimm is like a bruiser, a big bruiser. So unless this guy puts on like, I don't know.
You know who should be
pounds?
Ben Grimm? Russo from Reacher.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's like the perfect Ben Grimm.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. By the way, Alan, is it Richson?
Richson. Yeah, he put out a really good video about people who are upset with him being a Christian.
I saw that because he's got that Insta church or whatever it is.
That video's blowing up.
Yeah. I thought that came across my timeline this morning. But yeah, that's the Fantastic Four, folks. So they're gonna leak this out. And again, I'm not the person who broke this. I will give credit to that scooper from months ago who got it right. But and this was on Reddit, so that's where we found the picture. I'm fine with 3/4 of this. It is
Pedro. Yeah, he does not.
Doesn't work.
No,
Pedro's fucking terrible. He's completely overrated. He's like a good act. He's fine at acting, but like he's not great. He's not fucking great. And he's not Reed. There's no way in hell you're going to convince me Pedro Pascal is the smartest man in the world.
Well, Disney, they sure like keeping in the family, so there you go.
Yeah.
I think the Fantastic Four movie is already going to be delayed. Supposedly filming for this was supposed to start in April of this year. It's going to be pushed back to sometime in Q3, which is like July through September. That's why Pedro Pascal has now had to cancel some other shit that he was in because the schedules are going to conflict.
Yeah.
But I just don't see if they start filming then, there's no way this movie gets released May of 2025.
No fucking way.
That's
No
the
chance.
slated.
No way.
So it's definitely going to get.
It's
going
to
to
be all special effects. Yeah.
Maybe
I would.
November, December 2025. Maybe
If they're lucky.
at a push, but I think 2026.
2026 May 2026 earliest.
Yeah,
They're just announcing shit. I mean, we didn't even get to like the fucking dumb Star Wars news because nobody gives a shit. A fucking Mandalorian Grogu movie. Well, you know what? Disney, Lucasfilm, release one fucking movie and I'll fucking believe you. Okay, release one fucking Disney Star Wars movie and I will fucking believe you.
This is totally like we're definitely
Star Trek announced. Star Trek
Shinoy is working on it right
Trek
now as we speak.
fucking
She's writing the script in crayon.
That's probably accurate.
And Star Trek announces
on the fridge.
Star Trek announces another movie, and in their infinite wisdom, they get the Andor guys, not the main Andor guys, just some Andor guys, and it's a fucking prequel. It's a goddamn prequel that takes place decades before the original series, and it's just like, nobody's gonna fucking watch this shit. It'll never get fucking made. All they do is announce shit. That's all they do.
The Mandalorian and Grogu thing is very interesting to me because I want to know like how they're going to do it. Are you just going to, because there's a couple different reports out there. It's strange, right? None of these fucking leakers or scoopers have any news until something actually gets announced. Then out of the woodwork, they're like, well, this, and this, right? When it's hot in the algorithm. But there's a new report out there that there will be a season 4 of Mando, that episodes 1 through 6 will be on Disney Plus, and the movie is basically 7 and 8 that would be in theaters. Bro, if they do that, it'll be the funniest thing ever.
Oh my
Please
God.
do it. Oh my God. Please,
I hope they do it.
please.
That makes a lot of sense.
I see.
Like,
As
again,
I
it's
saw the
just a
dollar
report
signs
out
hit
there,
Az's
but-
eyes right there. I literally saw it.
I was like, well, the budget for the house was this, but now
Maybe that extra bathroom with like the conical bathtub. That's
But still,
jacuzzi.
like with all I do, it's like still it won't be all the way through 2024, 2020. Like who knows when the fuck this is actually gonna arrive? 2024 is looking pretty dry for escapism, which is look, that's great.
Actually, most of it's going to
considering-
come on. Most of it's going to come on streaming. Like a lot of shit's coming out on streaming. But
So for the Mandalorian Grogu, I'm pretty convinced it will come out in 2025 because this is not like, well, we're going to start writing it now. Jon Favreau wrote Mando season 4 like already. They're probably either
Yes, he
going to
did.
retool it into a movie or they're going to do that crazy thing we just said, and they're going to shoot at approximately the same time they would have already, and they're going to get it out. So this is not like from conception we need to start working on it. I think it's just a panic move by them and a desperation move. One, to get attention, get energy off of the Charmin Obaid Chinoy ship, which it's done that in the headlines, but also it's an admission that streaming makes them no money.
Yeah,
like there's no, you might as well just do something like this, and instead of the $100 million or whatever, put it in theaters, let it recoup some of that money, then put it on Disney Plus.
absolutely, I heard you talking about that on Daily, and I could not agree more. I think that would be the smart approach. So they probably won't do it. You know,
like I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing that with a lot of streaming services for a lot of different shit. Like Apple TV is doing it obviously with their big things. Now they're not making money at the box office, but if you're going to spend $200 million to make a Killers of the Flower Moon or what the Napoleon, if you're spending that much fucking money on these streaming shows,
get
you
something
might as well
back.
put it out in theaters and at least get some back, and
Yeah.
maybe get more people to tune into your streaming service for it.
And they're going to have to do that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if some street. Well, I don't know. There's restrictions and shit too. But the theaters are fucked this year. They are screwed. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, till Dune.
That's true.
No, it's
I mean,
Gary.
and-
It's June. You fucking Americans.
Dune.
Dune.
It's fucking
What do you mean?
not Dune. It's not
June.
Dune.
May, June, July. You fucking yank.
June.
No, June. Dune, the movie, you dumb fuck. What are you talking
Dune.
about?
June.
Dune.
July,
Dune
August,
2.
September, October.
Frank Herbert's Dune.
As why are you obsessed with Jews? I don't
Not
understand.
yeah. Not Frank Herbert's Jew.
They're trying to hide from you, Az.
When you say it, you sound like one of those fucking things you turn upside down.
Leviosa. That's fucking
Leviosa.
ass.
Repelio.
Just to be clear, you pronounce dude the same way we pronounce D-double-O-N, yeah?
Yeah, we're American. Yes.
That's not
You-
what
you
is
know
Dune?
what? Hey, Mahler,
You know what, Az? It's
Mahler.
this way.
We actually have dunes in this country. You do not. Shut up.
Yeah, you guys don't have fucking dudes.
You've never been to Scarborough Beach.
What?
Neither of you.
I have, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
So, Gary, now you're saying that, yeah, there's nothing coming out like this year. I'm all for it. Like, there's so many good movies. I'm just going to rewatch and enjoy, watch with my kids the first time. And it's just, it's freeing when you realize how much we don't need Hollywood and their crap.
Yeah.
There's so much good media
Yeah.
already there. And we don't need to watch the crap stuff come in, unless you're reviewing it, of course. And then you get the odd thing like Reacher that you can enjoy, and I've been having a great time with media.
You're being a good
consuming.
dad. You know you're gonna get that feeling in your heart when your kid comes up to you like mine did the other day and said, "What should I read first, Dad? Flash Gordon or John Carter?" And
So
sorry, I can't answer right now.
Harry
I know.
Harry Potter. Read
My
Harry
son
Potter.
is still he's still Batman obsessed. Everything is still if he wants a drink, it's a bat drink. If he wants cheese, it's bat cheese.
That's a good kid.
Nice.
Bad
That's like-
claim. My kid has already read Harry Potter like over and over again. So
Okay, good.
I love
Hey,
it.
Chad.
I love
Hey,
it.
Chad.
That cheese.
Guess what came in the post today?
what came in the post?
As did you get it?
my beautiful leather boots with their gold.
Oh, good. Hey, Az, can we show
So
off our
here's the thing.
prototype?
You said my beautiful beauties.
Can we turn off
Right?
our what?
Makeships. Can we show them, or are we waiting for all three?
Sure, we can.
Oh,
we can
oh,
show them.
He said, I think he said,
Who the
but.
fuck just
You
said my
fuckers,
kid wants
we
fat
never
cheese?
I'll show it on cam.
We never finished the FNT makeship. God dang it.
I think
Why
that's how
not?
COVID
Whose
started.
whose fault is that?
Mola, why are you dying
Az's
of laughter?
fault.
Do you want
Because
It's
you're
not
bat
Az's fault.
cheese.
Because you said my kid walks up to ask me for bat cheese.
Bat cheese.
Bat cheese.
Do you make little? Do you cut it out like a bat symbol?
I just give
I
you the
would.
cheese, and it's like it's bat cheese. He loves it.
You
Okay.
freaking suckers.
Wait a
I'm so
minute.
mad.
Have you?
Sourced locally.
Wait. Garrett, have you gotten the makeshift email? And so we'll talk about it after the show. We'll talk about it.
I
No.
want to complete my set. I'll have all the people except
We'll
for
get
me,
it figured out.
Chrissy, and X-Ray. But I can fill in.
Oh, the minorities. Oh, thank fuck for that.
All right,
The
you show yours.
minorities.
Show yours first, Az.
Okay. Can you go full screen? Oh. You're right.
Hey, how you going?
You
How you
get
doing,
that sack
hey?
out. You get that sack out.
I've been thinking about you.
Oh.
That's not sign language.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Peeping Tom.
Why do you have your finger there?
Why do you
That's not his
think
finger,
that?
Shad. That's not his finger.
What are you doing, guys?
That's Peeping
Why?
Tom's little Peeping Tom.
It's the Peeping Tom plushie coming soon. Yeah, come on, baby. I got a
Object between
penis
legs
between
may
my
be
Okay,
legs.
that's long
and
enough.
I want
Fuck's
to finger
sake.
with my penis.
Jesus, stop. What's yours, X-ray girl?
where are you?
This is the only time you're ever gonna see me like strip.
Oh shit!
Get
Calm down,
off,
chat.
girl.
Come on.
Yeah.
Get them dollar bills.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh
That's
my
a very
god! It looks like
angry
somebody
plushie.
stole your ramen.
Definitely more expressive than Echo. That's for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah, why the fuck your eyes so wide?
Wow.
You're wide open.
She's battle ready.
You boy.
That's
All right, Gary. See yours.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Gary of Rivia.
That is great. Oh, I love that.
All I need is to be backwards on a horse, but other than that,
Are you ready to follow around some women?
I'm ready to look for the. Yes, I'm gonna. Where's Siri? Where's Siri? Where's
Oh my
Siri?
God.
Siri! Siri!
Where's X-Ray Girl? You're looking for X-Ray Girl.
Where's do you have anything in your hand?
What?
I meant on the phone.
Besides his penis.
I'm not sure you where the other one is, though.
Put both hands in the air right now, Az. All right, Mahler, you got to get out of here.
I do, I'm afraid. But it's been rather fun. I love talking about, what was it again? Echo?
I forgot.
That was the one. Excellent show. Not at all saved by the fact that I could talk to you wonderful people. But yes, I'll
cheers.
I guess I'll see you for the next disaster, whatever it may be.
Before you go,
Something
Molly,
Marvel
before you
related.
go, I've seen the concept for the Mauler plushie for the real BBC. It's shaping up to be fantastic.
Yeah,
looks
it's
great.
looking
I like it.
really
I
good.
like
It's been it's
Get a
bounced
second one.
between me and the person a couple of times because it was difficult to explain what I was looking for, but it's coming along. It's getting there.
Yeah.
It's going to be rather unique.
Yes, it is. I like it.
Like you.
Like you.
No.
Aw, it's very nice.
Anyway, love all you guys. We're going to head out now.
All right, buddy. Talk to you soon.
Yes, man.
Hey, with
super
everyone
gay.
talking about plushies, there might have been something I've been working on in the background.
Oh,
Oh my god!
God dang it! Oh, you get this one too?
It needs,
That's right.
It needs to come with like 5 squires, you know, because
And a pair of nunchucks.
I need more shelving.
Yeah, dump truck.
What's best
uh,
weapon?
So these might be available sometime soon. Not yet. but they're-
Shad, you got to watch
Almost
the
got 'em all.
James May, Our Man in Japan episode where he meets the guy who makes katanas. It's fucking awesome. It's like a sword
Oh.
master. Yeah, so he helps make a sword, and it's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. It's like
That
third
sounds very-
episode,
that
second or
sounds
third
very
episode,
interesting,
but
Gary.
Yes.
I might
I
need
thought of you.
to take a look at that.
You should. You should. We're gonna get the super chats.
X-ray.
Yeah. Huh? Oh, that's a get. Oh, sorry.
There we go.
We need a bimbo
Oh, I
sound
didn't know
effect
you- I
for
thought you
X-Ray
were
Girl.
like-
What's a good bimbo sound effect that we can? Little
X-ray
clip?
girl talking.
Just like, hello.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
White people.
Yeah, there is that.
Any kind of classic Valley Girl speak
Yeah.
would probably be good.
Yeah, maybe something from Clueless or something. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom to
which
record
is a
something.
damn good movie too. Watching Echo be heralded as the first Marvel amputee villain turned him.
Good point. Good point.
We'll see him in the Thunderbolts.
Oh, no, we won't, because it'll never be made.
Shit's not coming out.
Is
Oh,
he
I
gonna?
think that one's coming out.
I
Is he
really
gonna
like
be
the Thunderbolts
New World
comic,
Order,
and
I
they're going
wonder?
to ruin it.
What's
Don't worry,
that
the
baggage
show will
claim?
be
Oh,
harmless.
no, he's not going to be a New World Order. He was supposed to be, and they took him out for Thunderbolts, and they replaced him with no.
Black
oh
Captain
yeah,
America.
no. I'm
Oh.
forgetting. I'm blanking his name. The replacement for Falcon in the comic books. The Latin.
like
kid.
Luis
Yeah. I'm
something.
blanking on his name, but that's going to be
Joaquin something, I believe.
Yeah, that's going to be
Yeah.
who's going to be in
Some
it.
Mexican name.
Yeah.
Can you take her knees out and then put her on the top?
back.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
That is so good. Oh, who did that? Oculus. All right, well done, Oculus. Hail the Legion of Memers.
If she churned a little butter, she'd probably have better tone in her arms.
She would.
Heyo.
Dude, and
My
it was-
favorite jokes is still Quarter Black talking about Kingpin promoting the casino.
I know. Dude, that'd be a great commercial.
Beautifully
That would be
cleaned
such a good commercial.
bedrooms.
Oh.
They have like a discount code in the corner.
Echo. Use discount code Kingpin.
The memes have just been amazing, and there's a lot of them.
Oh god.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't know
out there.
Yeah, I didn't know how often I actually used American Sign Language. I'm very familiar with the H there.
X-Ray Girl brought that up with the poster. She's like,
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
It looked like the whatever fisting. I don't know how
Fisting.
fist-
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
you know
No, I
nothing
wasn't
about
going that hardcore. I was just saying the H. I was just saying the H.
Just the H,
Uh,
X-Ray Girl.
All of
Yeah.
it looks.
All right.
I don't know.
You guys ready? We're starting off
So-
with Rollin' the Wretched for 4
here we
parts for $100.
Damn.
My boy, Roland. Hey, did Roland come and see you in San Diego, Chrissy? Thanks, Chrissy. It's good to hear from you. Where's Jay? Somebody pull up Jay. I got a question for Jay.
Someone
Jay,
should check on
you there?
Chrissy, make sure she's okay.
No, it's all right. We have Jay Chaker. He's been in
What
the
are
back.
your staff doing?
Dude, I don't know what the fuck my staff are doing. So I'll do it. Where's Jay? I know Jay's in the background somewhere.
What?
There he is.
Jay was doing. Quarter Black was doing a Jay.
Jay's been in the green room this entire time.
Oh,
So Jay, we
my
got
bad.
you we got
I
you
didn't bring
on.
him
What's
in.
going on, buddy?
What did you think of Echo, mate?
Do you like Echo? Yeah.
You sound like Echo.
This might be the best review of Echo ever.
Not bad.
He's
accurate.
reenacting every scene.
Use your hands
It's
if you can't
authentic.
use your
Stunned into
words.
silence.
It's
The
authentic.
expressions are perfect.
Yeah.
We should do a like a fake Echo review, like 5 minutes of
I
never
mean-
saying anything but just signing nonsense.
Yes.
Put it out.
Unironically, there's more emotional range than I've seen in Echo.
We're
What's he
signing.
saying? What's he saying though? He scratched his neck and then he.
Okay,
What's that
this is
mean?
thank
I
you,
think
I
he
think,
said
right?
something
That's
like,
thank
"I
you.
took a banana boat to the circus" or some shit. I don't know. Just signing gibberish would be kind of funny. Would be kind of funny. All right, Roland. Back to Roland. Hey, Gary, that is not a typo. You lost your R. Oh, sorry. I just said Gary. Hey, gay, that is not a typo. You lost your R privilege after admitting you were going to ride Hagrid last week on FNQ. I am. I'm a couple of weeks away from riding Hagrid. I'm looking forward to it.
You really got to you really got to work up to it. He's a big guy.
Yeah,
you
he
know?
is. You know, some practice involved. Shout out to Dr. Quagsire for calling this show by its right name, FNQ. F in the chat if you want to see 2024 be the year of FNQ. I watched Echo and I have finally connected with a Disney Marvel show because at the end of the 5 episodes, I wanted to take my sight, hearing, and the limb that turned this shit on in the first place. Fucking hell. Just want to say hi to comics. Saw Chrissy on Insurrection Day in San Diego. So that answers the question that Chrissy couldn't because she's doing, pregnancy stuff. Chrissy admitted during her routine she just wants her baby to come out white and racist. Is that the only criteria? She could have just adopted Ryan and saved herself the bloating and the vomiting. Today's read is Genesis 1:20. Let the emus run across Australia and over the outback. Hail to FNQ, Fellowship, Chat, Baby Thor, and Pizza Time Hawaiian Pizza. God, I miss Pizza Time Hawaiian Pizza.
Me too.
What did Australia ever do to him to be so hateful and bigoted that he wants the emus to
He's
overtake
just on
him?
my side. Yeah.
Look at that crap I'm dealing with here.
Dan Vosk is going to gaily lose the bet. Sub Nerdrotic. Until next time, so long, gay boys.
So long, gay boy.
I was ready for that one.
I took that. I apologize.
Maybe if I get a third person on here to do the clips.
I was reading the super chat. I'm sorry.
I know, it's all good. It's all good.
It's got nearly 20% staff here.
Did you see me run my
it's
own
half
staff,
staff,
stream
half
for the
the staff.
10th anniversary stream? Did you see what a fucking disaster? X-Ray Girl had to come in and go, dumb shit, you have no sound on. And I'm like, that was perfect. That was a perfect 10th anniversary stream opening. I totally planned it that way.
It's okay. Az had his own stream. It was a chair stream that day.
That day, I know. It totally. I'm like, wow, I don't feel so bad, but
This is how the greats do it. All right.
I made $4.
you did. You did. That's awesome.
Beer made $4.
You had a great point on the real BBC with that as more profitable than the Marvels. So
True. Absolutely. true.
Exactly. And that's just a fact.
Well, the
my house could burn down and I'd be more profitable than the Marvel.
Yeah, true.
Master Austin has gifted 20 Nerdrotic memberships for $100. Thank you, Master Austin. Who is far better than the actual city of Austin, which is we should put a wall around here in Texas
Yeah.
because the rest of Texas is fine, but Austin,
Dallas,
nuke it from orbit.
I like Dallas. I mean, like Garrett's near Dallas.
I'm far
The
away
ci-
from
the-
that.
the city-
nowhere
I
near
try
as
to
bad
distance
as Austin.
myself.
Like the city in Dallas is a shithole. Like
Yeah,
most,
all
the
cities are-
cities, but
most cities.
everywhere else is cool.
Yeah.
Is there a
And
city
if
that
you want to
isn't-
move to San Francisco?
Ugh.
I lived there for 18 years. Thanks. Never going to do it again. I don't even
It's a
want to go.
gradient of shit. Cities in America, just pick one.
The day after we came back from the silent retreat, I'd gone with my husband. Both of us just went for a little walk. And, you were out in the woods for the whole silent retreat. It's like this beautiful property in the woods, just listening to nature. It was snowing. There were woodpeckers everywhere. There were ducks in the pond. It was very, very idyllic. Then we come back and you're just assaulted with all these sounds and smells and so much crazy. In like a matter of just 10 minutes, we came across like at least 7-8 really crazy people doing really crazy things. And I was just looking at him. I'm like, I think I'm ready to move. Let's go. Tomorrow.
I had a man in a skirt come up to me today and ask for money.
Wow.
Was it a skirt or a kilt?
No, it was a skirt.
No.
It was a man. He was a
Did he have nice tits or
disheveled?
Well, and then Az gave him the money, and there was a transaction.
Emphasis on the trans.
I thought, wow. Welcome
them
to
some
Leeds.
computer skills. Yeah.
He's like, wow, he has almost no teeth. This will be nice.
Don't use your use your gums. Use your gum.
Yeah, baggage claim. Remember, I don't know how long you've lived in San Francisco, but remember when you could go downtown safely and have a good time? Pretty fun. There was some cool stuff down there. Yeah.
Yeah, I miss those days.
Yeah. Now it's just empty, except for it's literally a zombie apocalypse now down there. Like it's happened in real life, just not in the way we thought.
Yeah. So at around 10 p.m. if you walk down Market Street, which is the main street that runs across the city, there's a certain patch where you just see it is like zombies. They're just leaned over. It's called the something lean. I forget what drug lingo it is.
A fentanyl lean. I get it. I mean, yeah.
There you go.
There's the gangster lean. That's different.
That's different. Yeah. This is in just silence with groups of people just in various states of collapse. It's very strange. There was this one day that we were walking down and we had just gone to some show. We came out of this like candlelight show thing. And I was like, it felt so disparate from just reality.
It used to be vibrant down there. Like Market Street was actually getting cleaned up. All that shit was in the Tenderloin, but now the whole fucking downtown is a Tenderloin.
Yeah.
Biggity.
Lots of trannies.
Tragic.
Stephen Patton for $49.99. Trying to come up with something witty to say this week, but nope, got nothing. So here's $50. Hail chat and hail Friday Night Tights.
We know.
Hey, we used them all up with our echo jokes. There are still some more we could use, but I think we should save them for other streams or our videos.
And then we made it easy for people that like to clip the show out. We just like did a 2-minute rant of like Native American jokes.
Oh my God.
This is a cursed image.
Oh my God.
This is cursed. Can I make it larger? No, I can't make it any larger.
I hate this.
I hate yeah.
What is
her
with
teeth
you
and
people?
the
What is wrong with you people?
That looks like early AI art. That's what it's supposed to look like. The Hagrid horse is so good, though. I love it. Oh my God. Hayden.
Face is just like, oh.
Hayden
What was
75.
riding him.
Hayden 75 for 50. What's up, Hayden? The Sugarfoot tribe is offended that you guys keep bringing up their weight. They might send an echo. Just shout your next moves with each other and sweep the legs during combat. You should be fine. Oh, yeah, remember that? She took out 5 guys with her leg. She just breakdanced. She like electric boogalooed 5 guys.
You wouldn't need to throw grenades. You just throw donuts.
To be fair, Zoe Quinn did that too.
She like pierces it with her leg in the air.
There were like so many fucking fat people in this show.
Dude,
like
a lot.
And to be honest, like if you're going for, a representation of what these towns look like or whatever, okay, go for it. The thing that really drove me nuts was in the past. When you saw those like super fat people in the past, it was just like
ridiculous.
It's just not
one like chieftain lady, and she was large.
Hefty,
thick.
Like
she
corn.
like
extra
buffalo.
large.
But also the number
All the
of times
bits.
they showed us that woman who got them out of the cave, that same shot over and over. You saw it like 3-4 times in each episode.
It really repetitive dialogue. Lady Grimmaster pointed that out. They essentially in the first three episodes, when they're talking to Maya, like two different characters will essentially say the same thing more than once to Maya. It was a horribly made show by a bunch of pedestrians.
And on top of the repetitiveness, they had to say it really slowly because they're signing and it just drags out.
Yes.
I was sitting and it was just so painful. It was so slow and boring.
I
especially
had to
Henry.
work for Fisk.
Henry,
and
yes.
I don't
Yeah.
want you
It was such
to
weird.
like. God,
He was taking so
damaged.
long to get through a sentence.
Watch out, there's
rough.
guys
It was rough.
behind you with gun. Oh, too late.
Probably because none of them actually know sign language, which I'm guessing is the reason why they took them so long to be able to do all that stuff.
Yeah, I think Bonnie was the only one who actually knew
Well,
sign language.
they-
'Cause she did it the most naturally,
Yep,
aside from Maya herself.
they had to teach the entire crew ASL, like everybody,
yeah.
Now
Even
everybody
Kingpin?
learned.
Even
So-
Kingpin?
except
I
for the
don't know.
Kingpin.
No, not him.
No,
'cause he's the
No,
white
but
guy.
it was cast, crew, everybody.
back.
Yeah.
According to Alakwa Cox, everybody learned at least basic ASL. So she felt really welcomed when she got there as someone who's not an actor and has no idea what the fuck they're doing. That people were at least able to say like hi and good morning and shit like that. to her.
Hi.
I still
How
don't blame her.
How?
If I was working in an Amazon warehouse and they said, "Hey, we're just going to give you this model gig," I'd say yes too. I mean, you know, there's
She has the facial expression of someone who has been working in an Amazon warehouse for years.
yeah.
And
I
like
mean,
just fucking hates it.
like after that, I would probably do a lot of work on my own. Going, God, I don't want to look like an idiot, so I'm going to start taking acting classes and get
Might learn how to
Yeah.
move my cheeks. Yeah.
Yeah, some kind of emotion on the face would be great. Did they teach you English?
That look is classic.
This is I feel like that sometimes on this show. Just like all these emu allying, loving people.
I
It's just
didn't
like-
go over the article, and I
that's the problem.
promised. Sorry, I got to give a shout out to John F. Trent, who he's at That Park Place now, and he's the one who made me aware of the deleted scene. We did go over his article, I promise. Sorry, John. But shout out to John. I hope he's doing well over there. John's a good dude. Liked hanging out with him in New York.
Like I saw your tweet and then I went to go see the like where it actually was to see if it was ratio and I realized there was more on the end. And it was like the
I missed that completely, dude. I missed it completely.
The strap-on joke to me was the more
Way
like,
worse.
nefarious shit than the like weird assuming she's married thing, which is
Yeah,
weird.
I thought you were joking, dude. When I saw your comment come in, I'm like, ha 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 ha. And then I went up and I went, oh fuck, they actually put it in there. Because I know I know you, Ryan. I'm like, Ryan doesn't like just pop off on Twitter. Like
Yeah, I almost never say anything.
you never say anything. So I'm like, that's what made me think twice about it.
Gary, your weather's fucked, mate.
Oh,
I've just shared the.
You know what?
That is fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, right after Erection Day, we had a big storm.
Bring it to Canada.
Now remember, no, guys, remember
I live
last
right at
year?
the
Remember
base.
remember the polar vortex looked like tits last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the answer.
I get Gary's just hanging down there as the balls, I think, in that.
Yeah.
Isn't it
It's
always
all right.
the case that it
Dingling,
slips
dangling.
out, like, sometime. Oh, never mind.
That's a good link, though. It's a good link, though.
Hey, ladies will like that nice curve, though. So,
Dude, it's gonna be.
Well-shaped.
I mean, the
pleasure.
the northern half of the country is gonna laugh, but it's gonna be really cold down here in Texas. It's gonna be like 17 degrees, dude.
Oh,
you know, in Kansas City, the wind chill is going to be minus 30 for the game this
Shit.
weekend.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that.
And in Buffalo, they're expecting 1 to 3 feet of snow and wind gusts of up to 65 miles an hour for the game.
Dude,
This is why the Patriots didn't want to go into the playoffs.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it must
Okay,
be.
so the Chargers played in the Ice Bowl. It was the AFC Championship in Cincinnati. And Cincinnati fucking cheated. Dan Fouts should have been in the fucking Super Bowl. They would have whooped the shit out of the fucking 49ers because they beat the crap out of them earlier in the season. So it was the
Is that
Ice
the
Bowl.
Ice Bowl or the Freezer Bowl?
Freezer or Ice Bowl. So every time the Chargers had the ball, the the staff at the Bengals shit stadium opened the door, which let the wind of the lake go directly in. And then when the Bengals had the ball on offense, they shut the fucking door. Fucking cheat motherfuckers, man. Yeah, I fucking hate the Bengals just for that.
Chrissy's cold right now. You can see.
But it was like a 30 below wind chill factor. Yeah. I don't want to hear no Bengal fans out there. Fuck that. I'm still bitter
you're
about
an
that.
Englishman. You're not supposed to know anything about American football.
He just roots for the Patriots.
He just roots for the Patriots because he's an Englishman.
I have been a fan of the Patriots, Ryan, longer than you've been alive.
Yeah, 86 when they got their asses whooped by the Bears in the
by
Super Bowl.
Chicago, yeah. The
Just means you're
Chicago
old.
Falcons.
Yes, he's old, but not as old as me. Lover of Green for $50. Oh, wait.
People?
Excellent, good. Can you say the following?
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
I guess I should.
Spit in my mouth.
Kidding. MCU fan is a simp. He loves Krista Nova with all his heart. Thank God MCU fan doesn't simp for me. You can show him support at Simp City on the G&G Discord. God bless Friday Night Tights.
Bless.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
MCU fan doesn't show up around here, these parts.
Oh.
I met that dude in real life, and he had no interest in fucking like shaking my hand at all. He like wanted to meet Jeremy. It was like they're like, "Hey, do you want to meet Ryan?" He's like, "No, fuck you, fine."
Damn. Jeez.
Feelings mutual, I'm sure. Alaqua Vagina on the Streamlabs side for $50. After watching Echo, I decided to embrace Native American culture, so I went to the casino and had a couple of firewaters. Just kidding. I didn't watch Echo, but I did start buying lots of physical media, including 4K Middle Earth Edition, Lord of the Rings. Dude, it's fantastic. The transfer is fantastic. Just sit down, get some popcorn, and just enjoy. It's one of the greatest things ever. But then you also have to buy the Blu-ray copy because they have the appendices special features that Robert Meyer Burnett worked on. It's 12 hours of absolute movie magic, and it's just as interesting as the trilogy. Hail FNT. Sorry, that was on me. BMC CB for $199.99.
Wow.
Holy shit. Thank you. Apparently,
Navy guy right there.
I can't give memberships. Still waiting on East Africa meetup. Yemen? Yeah, we're gonna be in Yemen any day now. We'll just hitch rides on all our fucking planes that are illegally bombing them right now. So
Is he talking about the Egypt?
That's Eastern Africa? Yeah.
Yeah. It's still in the
I
works.
thought we were
still
going to
planning.
do a show in Jerusalem.
I would do a show in Jerusalem in a fucking hot minute.
Right
I would.
now.
I heard
Not
that
now,
Gaza
no.
was going to strip.
I wouldn't do one in Gaza, but I'll do one in Jerusalem.
Who's Gaza? Is she hot?
Some stripper.
That's what some Australian guys call me Gaza for some reason. I'm not sure what that means.
Gaza.
It probably
Why
means
Gaza?
gay or some shit. Great pineapple
you
for
Amy lover.
one. You damn right I am. They are my brothers and sisters in arms. You damn right. I love my rebellious
warm at night,
moose.
eh, Gary?
They turned you
Even
all.
I was just giving you side eye for that one.
Hey. Our country wasn't turned into a bunch of prison bitches by some birds, all right?
If there was another war, Shad, do you think that all the Aborigines would side with the emus and team up against all the colonizers?
No, that's
That would be funny.
They could ride them into battle.
Bro, I've
The
seen.
emus
Bro,
can
I-
ride the
Don't worry,
Aboriginals.
Joe Biden would order an airstrike, between fits of dementia on the emus.
Yeah,
for
but
you,
it
Shad.
hit a school. That's the problem.
Yeah, I know.
Bro,
Yeah,
I've seen
That was
some of
my
the
target.
funniest. I've seen some of the funniest PSAs from Australia talking to the Aborigines about like not laying in the road because they might get hit by a car. About not sniffing petrol.
Not
There's actually
sniffing petrol.
There's actually a
It's
song.
bad.
There's actually a
That's
song.
sad.
There's a really funny song.
we can
on
laugh
down
all
there?
day long,
Why-
but there was a lot of people sniffing petrol here. Okay, just saying.
Why are they laying in the middle of the road and sniffing petrol?
They're lazy, I guess.
It's,
I don't know.
it's a complex history. Baggage claim.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk later about
All
it.
I know is my president would want to bomb Australia, but he'd confuse it with like Austria or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Why are we bombing NATO?
Bro, I felt so retarded the other day. I turned on a streaming service and it was like advertising. God, it was AGT, and it was like people judging people singing or like whatever. So I'm like, what the fuck is that? I know America's Got Talent, but what is this AGT? Is it something else? Is that Australia's Got Talent?
Oh
I'm
my
like, oh
God.
no, it's literally just America's Got Talent. I'm
Oh
fucking
my God.
retarded. I felt so stupid. I was like guessing. I'm like, is it Austria, Australia?
Ryan,
Why have they got the American hosts? This is so weird.
Oh, Ryan, the unifying factor is it's all gay. So
yeah,
there you go.
That's true.
Great
I think it should be
pineapple.
They should do Africa's Got Talent, and it's all them just discovering the fucking wheel and learning to build a plane, like shit that we all did a long time ago.
Yeah, like learning to build a 2-story home or something.
Starting a fire.
Yeah, wow.
Christy doesn't pull punches. I love it.
No.
Great pineapple for 100 British pounds. That's getting cut. Hello, Reddit. Hey, Friday Night Tights finally finished the Wheel of Time books thanks to you, Shad. Even though some some of our favorite franchises are dying, watching you guys every Friday helps ease the pain. Aw. It's all right. You still got the good books. As Shad said and everybody said here, like we have 100 years of old books. Of stuff you've never touched. There's comics I've never read that I've been buying DC Silver Age back issues. They're cheap. I never read them as a kid. Never cared as a Marvel guy. That's kept me busy for the last 5 years, for the most part. It's great. I mean, they're
it's
goofy
also
as
when
fuck,
you discover
but
something that you haven't watched and it's been there for ages, and it's like I've got a list. And I'm
Babylon
looking forward to going
5.
through it.
Oh yeah, Babylon 5's great.
Babylon 5. I didn't watch Babylon 5, and now I watch it over and over again.
I hear Mauler is discovering the Star Trek.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
He's getting there.
Which one? TNG or the original?
I heard he was watching the movies at the moment.
The
Okay,
movies.
baggage claim. Baggage claim.
They started with the movies. Okay.
Baggage claim. There's Star Trek, and then there's Star Trek: The Next Generation. There is no original series. It's called Star Trek.
Get it right.
Thanks for
Come on.
mansplaining that.
Yeah.
Gary.
I have
I felt
to.
like,
It's
the
nerd
gravity of that
explaining.
explanation
It's
is
nerd
important.
explaining.
Somebody's
Plenty
got to
of.
put this woman in her place.
That's right.
But it is the original series.
I would
No.
call it the original series.
If
at times.
you could call it that, but it's fucking Star Trek. Okay.
Nah, it's like
technically
people calling
it's
it.
called,
It's like people calling Episode 4 A New Hope, and people are like, no, that's
No,
Star Wars.
That's me. That's fucking me.
I
It's
know
Star
that. I know.
Wars.
That's why I said that.
For a
legit
second,
just
I
don't
had like
care.
kind of a flashback. I was like, "Oh, did I get it wrong? Like, did he say Star Wars?" And I started talking about Star Trek.
No. I'm just just trying to help you out, little lady.
Thank
okay.
you.
There
No.
you go.
Hey, I need all the help navigating nerd waters. I'm all for it. Thank you. Yeah, I've actually never watched the original movies. I watched the first one, a couple of months ago, and I need to make my way through the rest.
Oh, they're
What did you think of the motion picture?
I struggled with the first one. Sorry.
A lot of people do.
I love it.
Yeah.
A lot of people
It's
do.
the most Star Trek of them all, but you'll love Star Trek 2. It's fantastic.
yeah.
Utterly
Star Trek 2 is
really
the best.
good.
All-time
3's really
classic.
good.
Four's my-
Four's really
Fun.
good.
4's fun. Yeah.
They're all fun.
Sorry.
in
Can
their
I
own
hear that
different
again? You
ways.
said second, third, fourth. All of them are really good.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Varying degrees.
six.
Oh, wait.
I don't know if 4th is
The odd
good.
ones. The odd ones are not as good as the even.
Yeah.
But the sixth one is, in my opinion, as good as Star Trek 2.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. And that
But
ending,
they're all
you just
fun.
can't beat that ending.
You can't.
All right. Very excited.
Generations.
Fuck Generations. Fuck Generations in its ass.
I love First Contact. I love First Contact.
I never
I
watched
like-
any of
I
the
like
Apart
First
from it
Contact.
destroying the Borg,
movies.
yeah. Apart from it absolutely
I
destroying
like
the Borg.
First.
and yeah,
I'm with you,
wonderful.
Shad. I like First Contact. I do. Horror Umrata.
Oh.
Yeah. You got the
Or-
first one right.
Nice.
Horror Umrata. Hang on. Horror Umrata. Sorry, my wife is making a delivery.
All right, now,
you're
take
such a good,
take a
screenshot
screenshot of
now.
I didn't know
There was just a shot of Az with
Yes.
his mouth wide
Take
open.
the screenshot of Az taking it, having a sneeze, and put a dick in it. That was there for the
You don't have to
taking.
tell them this. They will figure it out on their own. Trust me.
Put a dick in it, make it lame and gay.
Horror Amarada for $50 on the Streamlabs side. Do I need to fire Garrett?
What?
Why?
I'm giving the
I'll
audience
hire you.
material.
Garrett, I'll hire you immediately.
All right, I'll take the job. I can't do anything for you. I'm still retarded, so just know that.
No, we're just
Just
gonna
go
play.
into it.
Dude, we're just gonna play video games all day.
Oh yeah. Az, you want me to tell you what I pay him? You might want to rethink that.
I'll send you a number, Az. All right.
Yeah.
Hello, you wonderful degenerates. I'm looking forward to having a wonderful year. Finally made my watch hours. Oh, that's great. And now just waiting for YouTube to recognize it. I want to thank everyone that helped me get this far. Love you all. Fuck the government. Oh, I love it. Just for saying that.
Taxation is
Tax season's coming up.
Love it.
Fuck the government.
To
Getting
all,
ready to watch Civil War, everybody.
to all women out there, if you want to sound a little bit hotter, all you have to say is audit the Fed or fuck the government. If you say them both, you go up 2 points.
Abolish the IRS.
Yep.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Taxation is theft.
I guess we should have a lot of people here. We should mention again 3 weeks from now.
Yes.
A lot of the people on stream, well, some of the people on stream are going to be in Orlando, Florida for Orlando MegaCon. We've got a big panel on Saturday, February 3rd. We don't have an official time yet. We'll know that when it happens. We'll get more details on meetups and stuff like that for you guys as well. But it's going to be a blast. If you haven't got your tickets, they increase over the next couple days. So get your MegaCon tickets all booked so you can come see us at the panel.
That's right. God, that's coming up.
3 weeks, man.
3 weeks, baby.
So
I'm ready.
Gary's going to be there.
Yep.
Quarter Black Garrett, 1/8 Choctaw is going to be there.
That's much smaller than
X-Ray Girl.
Yes.
Is going to be there.
Yeah.
So, there you
With
go.
the
It'll be fun.
wifey, Kara.
Yes,
Oh,
with
I was
all
gonna
the
say,
Rip
you're saying you're bringing your wife, Mark?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at first. Yes, so all of
So
the
my Angels
Rippaverse
are gonna be
peeps
there.
Are going to be there as well. So Eric July is going to be there along with a bunch of other Rippaverse people.
Awesome. My Angels. All my Angels are going to
I'm
be
gonna
there.
be spending a lot of time with Melissa. I'm excited.
Yeah. We're going to have fun. Drinker. Our boy Drinker. I got to talk to him.
Critical Drinker is going to be there.
Yep.
Melanie.
It's going to be a great panel and a fun weekend. So.
Hell yeah. If you can make it, MegaCon.
Do it.
Robert McDonald for $50.
I love your burgers.
That's Ronald as.
Dude, they were good 35 years ago.
In the 90s? Yeah.
I'm not lying. I hate them.
Oh, man, I need to go farther back.
Bro, I saw
45 years ago.
I saw some Instagram reel. I want to do it soon. It's like somebody made a burrito. They put 2 McDonald's cheeseburgers, like 10 chicken nuggets, a large fry, a couple different sauces, fucking wrapped it all up and made it into a burrito.
Dude, if my
mouth is watering just thinking about
if
that
I
right
smoked
now.
like
I want that so
if I
badly.
smoked a giant bowl of the sticky icky, that would probably be pretty good.
What's a sticky icky?
It's
weed.
pot. It's weed.
Oh,
Indica.
Yeah, but I might have that tonight. To be honest, I can't stop thinking about it.
The burrito.
Okay, Jeremy.
Yeah, the McDonald's burrito.
Gary is in the League of Magical Beeping Smoke Detectors.
Oh my God!
Oh wow!
Can you finish?
Going to be yes.
That's what she said.
I beat me to it. Going to be required viewing for the FNT crew. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
yes.
Hell yeah. Day
Yeah, we
one,
gotta watch
baby.
that.
I'm there.
Being
Day one.
punished.
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely.
The American Society of Magical Negroes
Will be required
for free.
viewing for everybody. Partially because nothing else will be out, so we have nothing else to watch.
There's that too.
There's that, and no, that's going to be gold. And as I know you're going to watch, you already told on yourself on the stream. You're like, can't wait for that.
I can't wait for it.
Yep.
I want to say Negro so many times in my video.
I said it I said it 30 or 40 times in mine.
Yeah.
It's the title
name
of a fucking
film.
movie.
It's the name
You
of the
could say whatever
film.
and I think I could say it, period. Like, people might look at me weird, but like, I think you could. It's
You can
okay to
say
say
it. It's-
period.
I think we're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
On the naughty
Az,
list last I
it's
checked.
top of the hour. You got to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, fuck off then.
Thanks for being on.
Oh, bye.
Wow.
Hi, Az.
Oh, thank God he's gone.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Duke Devil 95 is gifted 51 Nerdrotic memberships for $255. 51 memberships. She even puts the math in there and I get it wrong. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Duke Devil. Thank you very much, baby. And the members, thank you. I apologize to X-Ray Girl. My math person did it right. I did it wrong. Lean back, have a snack, take a nap, and enjoy it. I don't know. I finished that part. Gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships. Hail. Nobody recognizes that reference. You're all too young.
What reference?
Yeah, you just call it Star Trek and Star Wars.
No,
so yes,
Bob.
we are
It's
younger than you.
Bobby Knight. The late great Bobby Knight.
What did he say?
Made the quote about they should just lay back and enjoy it.
I'm gonna have to look up
Who is he
Bobby
talking
Knight
about?
is.
You don't know? Well, hold on. You don't know who Bob Knight is? Fucking legendary basketball coach, Indiana University.
Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. There's some olds in the chat. You know what that's in reference to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm familiar with
related.
it.
That's
And
why
one
I
of
don't
our
know what
old
it is.
Texas governors basically said the exact same thing back in the 80s.
Pretty
Or was
sure it was Bobby Knight.
I've seen a lot of
late
Bobby
80s.
Knight
I could be
moments,
wrong.
but I don't necessarily remember that one.
He's got
Yes.
a purple nose.
It's in reference to a very bad thing that rhymes with drape.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Bob Knight was a very ill-tempered, very quick to anger, but great, legendary basketball coach in college. So, also coached Michael Jordan in the Olympics.
Yes. Yeah. No, he's had a great retirement speech too. Problematic Panda for $50. Thanks, Gary and Mahler, for the Lord of the Rings stream. Inspired me to watch the extended fellowship with my 14-year-old non-nerdy daughter. She loved it and couldn't believe how much better it is than modern movies. Watching Two Towers tonight. Oh, good dad.
Nice.
Dude, imagine the
You're right.
experience of getting to watch those movies fresh again for the
Oh.
first time. Oh, just beautiful.
It is. It is.
And not having to wait for the sequel after
Yeah.
Fellowship came out is like,
Yeah.
that was so good.
Yeah.
The next one's going to be a year. It's like,
It's funny because I went home. I was very young. I went home and downloaded the soundtrack off of Napster. The night I watched the movie.
yes,
Yes.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
Oh, I know. Let's listen to Shad complaining about waiting a year for a movie. Dude, Star Wars. Shut up.
Is that 3 years, right?
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years between movies.
So
I
I
kind of miss
noticed
that. I kind of miss the
do
wait,
too.
the
I do too.
anticipation, the build up to the next movie coming out, like everybody talking about what's gonna happen. I miss that.
And I noticed this with someone I showed Game of Thrones to after it had already all come out. He had never watched it before. And he was not as disappointed with that last season. He was like, it was bad, but whatever. He was like he wasn't angry about it because we had all waited like season to season, anticipating each episode, and then to have such a massive letdown. And for
It's
him,
so
he
sad.
just binged it. So
Baggage claim. I rewatched Hard Home just a couple of weeks ago, just that episode alone, which was the promise of what was to come. That movie, the end of that episode is so fucking good.
oh, it's beautiful.
Oh,
That's such
yeah.
a well done shot. Oh, incredible. And you thought, Jon Snow was going to be the hero of this story. You thought he has this potential. Why else did he come back from the grave after being stabbed in the heart? Why else would he come back? And then only
And they
for
thought
him to-
only to go full. They went woke at the end. They went intersectional feminist. They thought
did.
it was too obvious. And by the way, they just released a trailer, Dine and Dave, for the first show they've done since
Netflix.
then.
Yeah.
Netflix's 3-Body Problem. So the trailer looks crazy, but
Currently reading the
I have
book right
no
now.
faith in them.
They talked a little bit
Is it a good
about
Yeah.
they talked a little bit about their Lucasfilm experience too, and how they wanted to do an Origin of the Jedi story, and Lucasfilm said no. And so that's kind of why they split ways. And then Lucasfilm decided to do an Origin of the Jedi story with James Mangold.
That is a Lucasfilm move, baby.
Yeah. I actually recently did a full rewatch of Game of Thrones, and like honestly, like 1 through 4 and most of 5 still holds up. Like I get a lot of enjoyment watching it.
They're very good.
And then some of 5, most of 6 gets very like hit or miss. It's like shocking how like into it and how awesome some stuff is and how really bad other things are. 7 and 8 are just trash. 7 was trash.
Dude, the Sand Snakes are, they're not great in the book, but man, they're fucking garbage in the show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's none of those women were convincing as master assassin daughters, bastard daughters of Oberyn Martell at all.
No.
At all.
No.
I kind of like their conspiracy in the book. There's parts of it I really fucking like in the book that they're setting up, and they just did none of that. None of it.
And speaking of Oberyn, I remember watching that episode the day it came out, and it's just such a shocker. God, you're like,
you raped her.
Oh,
you murdered her.
No,
you killed her family.
Baggage claim. My wife and I were going on a date that night. We're watch Game of Thrones, and we're gonna go on a date. After that episode, we're like, staying home. Fuck that.
No, yeah, not after that.
I'm not even hungry.
It was. I had the blues after that episode.
Well, it's a brutal death. It's a fucking brutal death. Yeah.
Such a great character,
Yeah.
and then he's coming to the aid of another really great character, and you're like, oh, when he says, "I'll fight for you. I'll be your champion." You're like, oh, hell yeah.
With George, every time he sets something up, just go, that person's dead. That person is very dead.
Yeah.
If somebody does the right fucking thing, they're dead.
But the thing was, Oberyn Martell in the series, there's not one scene you can point to that he's in that doesn't have a purpose, right? That he's not revealing a little bit about himself or someone else or whatever.
Yeah.
There's no just random filler crap with Oberyn. All of his screen time like is meaningful. And we don't.
Well,
it's just rare for a character.
What
period.
the show failed on, what the show, what the show
5.
failed on, what the books are setting up is the Martells are surrounding the fucking realm. They're infiltrating and surrounding the realm because they're all about fucking vengeance. They are going in to kill everybody. That's the whole
But all
point.
of their plans go to shit.
But they go to shit.
Yeah.
But there's so many of them. There's so many fucking bastards out there that you can't kill them all, right? So you know somebody's gonna make it through. That's the whole point of it.
This is so random, but I'd made like two or 3 years ago. I'd made a video about Luke Skywalker, the destruction of Luke Skywalker in the last Jedi, and someone complained. So I talked about Ned Stark's death in that. I don't know what connection I was making. And someone in the comments was so angry that I'd given away Ned Stark's death.
Oh,
and
no.
This was 10 years after that episode had aired. And this person was so upset. And, I'm sorry for this person, but it's like, if you're so invested in watching that show that you don't want spoilers, why are you waiting 10 years,
Stay off the
to
internet.
watch it?
If you do not want to be spoiled by anything, stay off the fucking internet. You'll be fine for the most part.
Like, there's
Maybe
a
you
period.
spoiled
There's a
Last
grace
Jedi for him
period.
too.
Maybe you did.
Probably. It's like there's a grace period where spoilers should be avoided. Beyond that, it's just not possible.
10 years is way past it.
Yeah, the grace period is I think 1 day, right? And then if you are gonna get into it, like during that week, you're like spoilers for and then go. But the one thing I will say that I try to not do is really it's just for things that I think people might care about. But say like the Anakin appearance at the end of what is it, Ahsoka episode 4 or whatever. I saw a lot of thumbnails that just had like Anakin on there. I didn't do that on mine. I put a shadow. I like cut out Anakin and did a black shadow, like question mark, because I felt at least let people, even though I fucking despise
Give
the
him a
episode,
chance.
I don't want to ruin it for people. That actually are.
And then mostly for stuff we like Ryan and I are not none of us are spoiling House of the Dragon. Just be ready for it.
Trying not to. Like that's hard though, because that book is out there for everybody.
So I heard one rumor to a bad show. We're shifting to a bad show real quick. This time.
Oh, by the way, Matt Smith says House of the Dragon releases in August.
Oh, perfect.
For my birthday. All right. Oh, by the way, if Rings of Power comes out, it's going to be around September, so we might get a repeat, which would be
I would love that.
fantastic.
That would be so good.
Here's the
I know
problem,
they're
though. If we do not see a Rings of Power trailer soon, it might not come out this year because Amazon released their end of year. Now, maybe they're saving Rings of Power for something else.
Separating it.
But they did their end of year or their beginning of the year trailer and put everything in it except for Rings of Power.
Man, you know Amazon is so butthurt that House of Dragon was put out at the same time. Like, I reckon that just ruined so much of the perception of it because seeing them side by side was
It did.
gorgeous.
It was wonderful to
HBO
bounce
is
those
so
things
confident.
off each other. Yeah.
I
It
loved
should
it.
have been.
I loved. I if Rings of Power is coming out in September.
Thank you.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
Of course.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I mean, he doesn't look like he's enjoying it.
Is that a map of Europe?
Just in case you were wondering,
the New England animal.
just in case you were wondering, this live stream was demonetized within like 3 seconds. So
What?
yeah, first time in a long time.
Aw.
happened.
I know.
It's been long,
We have like
long ago.
one of our nicest guests, and
Well,
it just
well,
gets
well.
demonetized. That happens all the time.
I'm surprised because I feel like that was one thing that someone said. I'm like, oh, that might
It's
cause
probably me.
Alex,
cause
no, no, it was who I don't even know.
Could have been
Alex,
the intro.
Alex it could have been.
Oh,
Alex
God.
Jones comes on twice, doesn't get demonetized. We get baggage claim, or Mueller and I do a Christmas episode, and it gets demonetized. I can't figure it out.
It's an enigma.
Dog King Leather in 2 parts for $40. Thank you. Huge Witcher fan of the games and books, not the woke Netflix show. Ironic, since they fired the only man I may go gay for, I started an Etsy page for my leather crafting armor and hoped you'd appreciate. I hope you'd appreciate it, especially Az and Shad. It's called dogkingleather.etsy.com. dogkingleather.etsy.com. One day I'll open my own page, but Etsy is a good start. Thanks for letting me shamelessly promote myself. Maybe one day I can afford a super for more than just $40. All hail the fellowship. That's more than enough. Just hang out. That's all you need to do. Thank you. We appreciate you
You're
guys.
making like furry dog costumes or something?
God, did you see Lawrence Fishburne cast in Witcher season 4?
I did. Boy, that'll save it.
Yeah.
With Liam?
How did what the hell was he in? Never mind. Doesn't matter. Well, nobody's gonna watch that
Fair
fucking
enough.
show. Nobody's gonna watch that show. Duke Devil 95, 2 parts for $70.
Nobody watched the last one.
I did watch Echo, a show that clicked all the DEI bingo boxes, except for the alphabet community. I just assume she's gay. Ryan says asexual. I'm assuming she's gay.
Yeah.
Well, that fits in that category.
For her
text the
cousin.
box.
Unless I missed something, I really don't know, since I still to figure out why that show even exists. I'm still hard to figure out why that show exists. Worse than just being bad, it was boring. This is true.
Yes.
We have a clip
So
for
boring.
that. It was hang on. It was
It was.
I guess I'll do it.
Woke.
No, that's
Alright,
close.
for that
It was this one.
Between the lines.
I couldn't find that one, so I was just like,
Panic.
Damn near put me to sleep. Thought about playing it at night like a white noise generator. Well, it's ASLMR. That's what it is. But remembered, it's basically a silent movie. And yes, that was 51 memberships for my 51st birthday this weekend. All right, happy birthday. Hail to all. See you at MegaCon. Happy 51st.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Somebody on this panel is having a birthday, but he's gone right now. So, but he's gone. Maybe his dog's eating him.
Is it comics?
It's comics. Comics has a birthday coming up. Editor MG for $50. Hail FNT. I'm officially engaged. Why? No, I'm just kidding. Congrats. The question I always ask, are you sure? Just be sure. Can you shout out my future wife, Amy? Shout out to Amy. Don't break his heart. Just kidding, Amy. Congratulations, you two. I love her. Known her since high school. Known her since high school. Knowing somebody since high school is good. She knows when you were a complete fucking dork.
You're not going to get completely annoyed by each other, so that's a good thing.
I dated my wife for 2 weeks before I proposed.
Are you serious?
That's a really.
He's Mormon.
Yeah,
I'm a Mormon. We do that type of thing.
That's like that. Yeah, for Mormons, that's like dating since high school. It's the same thing.
I mean, that's what you have to do if you want to have sex. You know, you got to get married if you want to have sex. So
Mormons, you guys, Mormons are like lesbians. You move in right away.
Yep.
We knew each other for 2 months before that.
Except for the immediately breaking up and renting a U-Haul part. So
yeah.
Gave her the ring this morning over breakfast at Highway 378 Diner. Dinner. Whatever. One end, two ends. I was kicked out of 3 high school.
Dude.
Okay. Dude. I say Dune the same way I say dude. Dude. Keep up the good work. Hey, thanks, Editor MG, and congratulations, buddy.
Congratulations.
Lock it down. Not lock it in, yay. Lock it down. Alec going Baldwin on the Streamlabs side for $40. I thought Ryan and I were pretty similar. White boys from Indiana that listened to 50 Cent. Then last week, he started naming people from Jersey Shores, and I realized he's super gay, and I kept my virgin butthole.
Wow.
I don't think, if Ryan starts like rattling off winning contestants from So You Think You Can Dance, that's gay. I don't think, Jersey Shore's is lame, but
Jersey Shore, when I was like in
pop
middle
culture.
school or high school, it was like just such a massive part of pop culture.
Yeah.
And everywhere you looked on MTV.
It was all about that. And I have shamelessly watched every Jersey Shore episode.
Even summer vacation.
No, not that. But like the original Jersey Shore. I'm a purist.
Fuck that newer shit.
That was like the explosion of reality television. Like you had like Real World and like shit like that. But then you had like, you started to have all these outlandish things like Jersey Shore. That's when you're like Bret Hart, Rock of Love, like the Tila Tequila thing. It just started
odd.
Yes,
Dude,
it just started becoming like
Flavor Flav.
Oh my
insane
God.
shit.
Sean Merriman dated her for a little while when he was with the Chargers.
He did.
Tila Tequila. Yeah.
I've seen.
She went like crazy. She went.
I think she always
so
was crazy.
Yeah, but she hit it well. And then it got, just kind of exploded. Like she was randomly engaged to some heiress, some billion-dollar heiress. And then that girl died. And it was just, it all got really weird.
Yeah,
they're fucking weird.
I saw her sex tape. It's about as much as I know outside of all the other shit.
I think A Shot at Love was entirely her sex tape with several people.
Pretty much.
Didn't find it. Yellow Flash. What's up, Yellow Flash? $49.99. Yellow Flash, what's up, brother? He says, hail. That's all he says. Tune in the Flashcast tomorrow night. Ryan will be on it, right?
I think I'm going to be on Flashcast
And
tomorrow. as well.
oh, shit. And
there we go.
With Lofty?
Yeah.
right.
Apparently.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because we've been making fun of Flash's tier list for a while. So a while ago, he was like, hey, we got a Star Wars tier list. You want to come on?
right.
Yeah, come on. So
Lofty,
come on for Star Wars tier list.
Blessed Jedi up top, knowing Lofty. So, B Chain 315 for $50. Hail Friday Night Tights. Got a quick break from work meetings to donate. Hope to hear all about Echo later. Luckily, I didn't get sucked out of my airplane on the way to California. See you all next Friday.
That's good.
I ain't flying. Dude, Southwest announcing all female pilots and then getting fucking roasted so bad on Twitter they deleted the tweet. And then, of course, the Alaskan airline thing. The, what is it? The Boeing, what's it called again? It's called the plane. I'm
737 Max. 737 Max.
Yeah, the plane I'm never gonna fucking fly. Yeah, that's the one. Never getting in that plane. I'm just gonna drive. I'm good.
I'll fly. I don't care.
Rudiger Smoot for $49.99. Cheers. With MLK on Monday. Oh shit! Is it 3-day weekend?
Yep.
Is it a
It
3-day
is.
weekend?
Yep.
Thank you, Martin Luther King
Yay.
Jr. Your contribution to all us, working class white people, getting us a day off. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
And awesome.
The original Juneteenth.
That's right.
That's
and I'm
right.
sure he'd be proud to see that everybody's separated and judged by the color of their skin.
Yeah.
Sure, he'd be super happy
Love
about that. On Monday,
I bet he'd love all these check boxes for
Yeah,
people when they're
yeah.
like applying to things.
Yeah.
if black folks would have fought so hard to sit in the front of the bus, with MLK Day on Monday, I wonder if black folks would have fought so hard to sit in front of the bus if they knew years later they'd primarily be the only people taking the bus. Hail to the fellowship. Hail to the 199. Jesus.
Good luck.
Dude, taking the bus in San Francisco, not a fun experience.
Taking your life in your own hands.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Somebody tried to rob my son on a bus.
Oh.
Don't rob
Fuck
him.
'em up.
Don't. Yeah, you seen how tall quarter
Yeah.
Asian son is? Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't taking
He's a
that
tall
shit.
man.
Yeah. Yesterday I did something incredibly stupid. So my monitor gave out, and you guys who are editing, you can't edit without a monitor. It's very
Right.
difficult. So I
Ryan
went
can.
to
Sorry, go on.
with his mind.
Yes.
I went to this local store, and it's only 2.5 blocks away. And I thought that maybe I could get it fixed, whatever. I didn't take the monitor, but I was just talking over the problem. And he's like, "No, you can't." So I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna buy a new monitor. It's 2.5 blocks. I can just walk it by myself." And I had no one who could come and help me. And I walked with this monitor, and I'm like, "Please, just today should not be the day that I get robbed, dear God, please."
Oh no.
See, you don't have to live like that. I don't like work.
Yeah.
I understand that. Like I was we were forced out. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of reasons, but my wife, to reset the story for new people, my wife had a very, very, very successful hair salon. It got shut down for COVID. They didn't open for a fucking year in San Francisco. By the way, the COVID numbers were extremely low the whole time. They were well below the average of the country and everywhere else. We're in a city where it shouldn't have been, by all accounts, considering the Asian population and how close we are to each other there. And instead of burning through our savings, we picked up and left. And what really helped, what really assisted that was the summer of love and how our politicians reacted to that summer of love. And we were like, oh, fuck this. I don't even want to stay here anymore. It just made it easier to leave. It's like, I do not want to support any of these policies. Fuck this shit. Goodbye. And we could have stayed in California. I could have moved to San Diego and just stayed there. Would have been fine.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck no, I'm out of this entire state. Just there's and I ended up saving a bunch of money. It was
It's
great.
only a matter of time.
But I went to San Antonio once. I came here once in March of 2020 and stayed for 4 days and go, okay, we can live here. It's fine. It's
Well, what is that one thing that he says? Like, I step outside and I don't hear sirens where I live.
Yes.
Are you guys enjoying the sirens that keep going blaring off in the background here?
I don't miss it
I haven't
at
heard
all.
anything.
I haven't heard anything.
It is quiet.
Mute.
No, it's not picking up. No, and
Okay.
I would recognize it because I heard it every day for 18 years straight. But it's nice.
Well,
and
there was
quiet
times when
here.
you were streaming and you had your window open and we could hear the sirens while you're streaming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Remember that time my neighbor got broken into while I was streaming?
Yes.
What?
Like, what the fuck is going on?
Which neighborhood were you in?
I was in the Crocker Amazon. I can talk about it now. So I was on Curtis
Yeah,
Street.
because you don't live there now. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked.
It's all good. I was in Outer Mission. It's called the Crocker Amazon. So I was right off Ocean and Geneva. And you go up on our street, on Curtis Street, within a 5-year period, 4 of my neighbors who had big iron bars on their fucking doors, while they were home, had groups of ethnic people show up to their house, rip those fucking doors down, and rob them.
Jeez.
and rob them. And my house didn't have a gate. It was the only house on the fucking street that didn't have a gate, but there was stairs. There was a big stairway up to it. And I guess that kept us safe.
They must have thought there was nothing valuable to rob in there if they didn't have gates to protect it.
Well, the sad thing is, Gary, is like if they actually defend themselves, they would probably be the ones that would go to jail, not the people trying to rob them.
Yeah.
Yep. Ministry of Wrong Thing for $49.99. All Homo sapiens supposedly originated from Africa. So I don't know how they can be called Native Americans. It's more like they're just squatters' rights, or as Ryan probably calls it, squantos' rights. Well, we talk about this on Forbidden Frontier. On Forbidden Frontier, the Native Americans died. They all got wiped out. There were people here before the Native Americans. The Native Americans came through the ice corridor. Some somehow got in reed boats and sailed from Aboriginals. Somehow got from Australia to the rainforest, because there's DNA that matches them that they're Aboriginal Australian. So they're really not. They were just here first.
Yeah, it's like with all that shit, it's like, well, you got stuff going on in the Middle East, or whether it's here where people are asking for reparations or land rights or whatever. Yes, land at some point in time was probably taken by force, at some point, somewhere. How far back do you have to go?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is it going from when, people here in America, colonists came and bought land from Native Americans and they left? Well, what about the tribe that you slaughtered to get that land in the first place? What about the tribe they slaughed? It's like, we could play that game all fucking day. Eventually, people just have to move on.
And the reason there's no way a bunch of fucking Europeans and boats should have been able to conquer this country. But what happened is the early settlers came across and got everybody sick. And we had Luke Caverns on Forbidden Frontier. He breaks it down. Millions and millions and millions of people died just from getting sick.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was a plague that hit before the Europeans actually showed up that wiped out the majority of the native population.
There's that, and then there was also, because in America it wasn't just peachy kumbaya peace. They were fighting just like everywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
So
we
they
gave them
pitted each
COVID.
other.
We gave them COVID 1942 or 1492.
And it's because of that. It's because you could get these random germs from differing people that people were so scared, not scared, but wary of other tribes or other people from different places. It's like, hey, these people could come here and kill us, either actually kill us or kill us through pathogens. And that is actually the root of racism and anger towards other people.
Eric Sheedlow for $100. I had to keep myself from going down a rabbit hole because we'd be talking another hour. So I just got to go save it for Sunday.
I was holding back as well, Gary. There's so much you could say on that.
Turned 54 this year and have been in all nerdy things since I saw Star Wars when I was 7. That's when I saw it too. So we're the same age, 54. Seems as though all my passions are now made, not crafted. Made for content, not passion. Used for political platforms, not joy. At least you entertain me. Hail all. Hail to the fellowship. Hail to you. Thank you. I mean, at this point, we're so far into the woke Hollywood thing. It's just funny. I mean, it's just like watching them bumble and fumble everything is genuinely the best comedy Hollywood has unintentionally put out ever. And, comedy is dead except for Chrissy's stand-up and some hardcore stand-ups. But, I mean, for film, it's dead. And that is a sign of your ecosystem. If you can, if good comedies could still be made, good science fiction could still be made, good Star Wars could still be made, good Marvel could still be made, but there's no willingness to do it. So that's a sign that they're dead. Yep. Quelndar for $50 on the Streamlabs side. What's up, Quelndar? Saw The Beekeeper last night. Wanted to love it, but it was filled with intersectional feminism. Body positivity, girl bosses, and every white guy except Statham is evil or a tool. The action was great. The rest grating. but the ending ruined it. Hail.
Man.
Uh-oh. Thank you.
Bummer.
I got to watch it anyway. It's Statham and Mrs. Nerdrotic wants to go see it. So,
Yeah, I'm going to check it out at some point.
Yeah. I like David Ayer. I like most of what he does.
Bright. Give me Bright too.
Give me fuck yeah, give me Bright too.
Bright,
I love
great,
Bright.
Fury.
Like
A lot of
Landis,
good
bring
stuff.
Landis back. Come on.
He's coming back. Like he's got a YouTube channel. It's really good.
Oh, I know. I got notifications on.
Yeah,
for it.
it's
there you go,
returning.
there you go.
Half of his takes I completely disagree with.
Same here,
but
too.
But I like listening to him talk about shit.
He's also a genuine fucking nerd though, like, and knows his shit.
is.
So
Like this whole like DC universe that he's built is like super intriguing.
Yes.
Again, I hate some of the stuff he does with it, but it's like you could like he's a genuine massive comic book nerd,
dude. Yep. And his dad, before the tragedy of Twilight Zone, was a fucking genius director. Directed some of the best, probably the best directed comedy outside of It's a Mad World is Blues Brothers. John Landis. Hail Friday Night Tights and crew. I made a super chat a couple of years ago on Main Event Story stating that the aftermath of Turning Red made a mass exodus of people, including the Incredibles' Brad Bird leaving Pixar for John Lasseter's Skydance Animation. Now it looks like history is repeating itself once again, considering Disney has yet to learn its lesson. Cue the "how many times do we have to teach this lesson, old man" meme. Need I say more? Hail to the Fellowship 199 and the 199. Yes. There is no Pixar without John Lasseter. And then you lose Bird on top of that. Brad Bird's
brutal.
Great. Like,
yeah.
Did a good Mission Impossible, Incredibles, my personal favorite
Love the Incredibles.
Pixar movie, and the best Fantastic Four movie ever made. I don't like Pixar.
And it has the best line in it too, because when his mom says to him that everybody's special, Dash, and she says that's like saying no one is.
Yeah,
I
and
love that line.
I hated Incredibles too, though.
Yeah,
Did not like it.
Didn't like
it made a lot of fucking money, but it
did.
wasn't as good.
but it wasn't as good.
21 Palika has gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for $50. Hail! Thank you. And the members, thank you. Dredge and Wrath for $49.99. Hail Friday Night Tights. Hail the Fellowship. Keep up the great work. Thanks all. You guys keep up the great work. You do all the work. Hail to the chat. What's up, you sexy chat? You did so well today. Best part of the show. Ted Nugent on the Streamlabs side. What's up, Ted?
Hey, Ted, what's happening?
When in doubt, I whip it out. Got me a super chat, man. Yes. I love Ted Nugent. Yoji, how do I say this, X-Ray Girl?
I think it's Yo Jim Bonin.
Oh, Yo Jim Bonin.
Yo Jim.
I had to. Yes, I asked the Asian. I did. Does anybody got a problem with that? Gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for $50. She doesn't. Flav for 100 British pounds, proper money. So I'm curious, Gary, since 30% of this will go to the entity of nothing, have you considered broadcasting on something else so we can actually give it to you? Just a thought, but love what you do and keep it on. Yes, we have considered it. We tried it for a few months, and I mean, it worked, but I'm retarded, so I need to like focus on like one thing. I mean, that's basically, I can't like, if I have to go to another platform, then I have to assign Garrett or X-Ray Girl to do another thing. And honestly, I am so focused on my videos that takes 99% of my time. So, but sure. Like we're on Spotify. We're on other stuff. You can't listen live, but we're doing very well on Spotify. So if you're out there.
You can drop if you want to do like a super chat on Stream Labs, which the link is pinned in the chat.
Yep.
And that's like a lot larger of a cut than YouTube, or a smaller
And
cut.
it's not going to YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I forget what that is. It's basically just like PayPal or whatever PayPal's payment processor. It ends up being like 3% or
3 or
something,
5%.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you for asking the question, and I wouldn't rule out like it would be Rumble if we go back. It would definitely be Rumble, definitely. There's no other one I'd even consider outside of Rumble.
Yep. We're doing pretty good over there. We've got, I think Geeks and Gamers has like, we're closing on 75,000 subscribers over there.
Wow.
So, and the streams are getting bigger. We're getting probably 400 to 500 people watching dailies now over there, and then 3,000
you're getting
on
good
YouTube.
numbers.
Thank you.
So
Good numbers on daily.
Getting consistent, and we're building an audience over there, so it's good.
Take me to Middle Earth for $130. Hail! Thanks for all bringing so much entertainment and joy in the world full of negatives. Can't wait to watch Rings of Power Season 2 burn like King's Landing. I can't wait either. I mean, I truly want it to come out this year. I hope we get a trailer at the Super Bowl like they did 2 years ago.
Yeah, waste all that money, please.
Yeah.
Maybe we should help them get it out.
Yeah. Can I help you, JD Payne and Patrick McKay?
Let us know. We can edit it. We can do whatever you need.
Yeah.
Well, all that positivity bringing in the world. He was obviously talking to me for that, right?
Yeah.
Like I was bringing a bunch of positive energy in the world.
That's all you. As
all me.
that shirt makes your eyes look especially gorgeous today. Oh my God. And Chrissy, thanks for populating. Chrissy, thanks for populating the earth with more redheads.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
gonna
see
have
about
to dye
that.
the hair right away.
I entered this world as a redhead and didn't stay that way.
Now look at you.
Now look at me. Now I'm just a shithead. $50 from Addiction Transfer. Hey, first time super chatting. Oh, be gentle on Friday Night Tights. You all remind me that there are others out there with the love of movies enough to hate what's happening to modern Hollywood. Also, baggage claim is lovely. Simp. And Chrissy's set looks immaculate. Chrissy's set looks immaculate.
He's talking about the couch and everything, not her
He's talking
tits,
about-
just so you know.
He's talking about my jokes, of course, my set list.
Yeah.
Now that the milk set in, I don't think he was
Oh,
talking
damn it.
about.
I was like trying to save it. I was trying to save it.
There's no milk. There's no milk anywhere yet. Sorry to disappoint.
He's just trying to say you're glowing.
Frank took it all. Damn it.
We ran out of half and half.
It's gonna be like that scene from Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Charles Dickens on the Streamlabs side is back from the dead to donate on Streamlabs. If I especially liked your Doctor Who episode, by the way, that is just in case you're wondering, X-Ray Girl, the Charles Dickens episode, The Screaming Dead, is the Ninth Doctor's Christmas episode. It does take place during Christmas, so you can consider that a Christmas special if you would like. If Ryan was Scrooge, pretty sure. The Unquiet Dead. Pretty sure he'd still be a dick after the ghost visited him. Oh, yeah, dude. There'd be no change. No change. The ghost would come in and Ryan would be all, fuck off. And they'd just fucking kind of give up after a while.
Yeah. I mean, on one hand, I would love three spirits to tell me what the fuck to do with my life, but on the other hand, I probably wouldn't listen. So, yeah.
That horrible Christmas special with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. It's fucking terrible. It's supposed to be a spin on Scrooge, and it's kind of like that. The ghost visit, and the guy's like just tells them to fuck off.
Yeah.
I had to watch that with my wife and my brother-in-law, and it was terrible. It's like a musical. It's just fucking awful. But a concept like that would be funny, just not like that.
Yeah, I'd welcome it. On that note, me as Scrooge, I do have to bounce. I got to get going. I spent a freaking great FNT. Baggage claim was awesome.
Yeah.
Despite how shitty the shows are, it's always good to come together on Friday and talk about all this stuff. So
It's our
I will
healing
talk to
session
you.
together, healing from the trauma.
That's right. Just like Wilson Fisk got healed from his childhood trauma.
Yes.
We just need a deaf, amputee, indigenous woman to heal us from what we had to just go through. But all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Gotcha. Later.
Bye.
I think what we need, hang on. It's going to take a while. You know what we need? We need
the American Society of Magical Negroes.
To be comforted. We need to be comforted.
Oh, yeah.
And they could do it. This will be our last one. Ryan left right before the last one. Story of his life.
Oh.
Story of his life. How do I... You're almost French, X-Ray Girl. Is this almost French? I see G-A-E-T. Gaeton. Is it Gaeton?
She's worldly. She's very worldly.
Yeah, you're not from America. You can read.
Those are two check boxes you got.
I can math. I don't know about this name. Maybe it's Gaeton. I don't know.
Gaeton J for 100 Canadian pesos. When will we hear you play bass, Gary, after 1 million subs? I'll play.
Almost there, Gary. Almost there.
It's close.
Great plate.
I'll play a little.
Vasquez sweating.
I'll play a little Nativity in Black for you. Okay, that's right. A little Black Sabbath, and I beat, baby. That's right. All right, we're gonna wrap it up there. There will be a square up this week because shit, there's nothing to make videos on.
It's like a vast empty desert.
You just wait. You said it, and now something's gonna happen.
It always
I'm
does.
sure
But
Disney will say something stupid.
either
They
way,
always do.
we're gonna have a square up, and what we're gonna do is finally bring back the gaming square up. So I'll just figure out what day it's gonna be, and I'll be playing a game.
Yeah.
Relatively, well, they're all hard to me, but probably Witcher 3 because that one I can just kind of wander around and get distracted and suck anyway. But that's how we'll do it. We'll do a video game. I'll game while I answer questions, and that'll make me even worse. Even worse. So let's go around the horn, see what everybody's doing, then we'll get on out of here. And we'll start with Comics Division.
Hi, everybody. I'm Comics Division. You can follow me on Twitter and YouTube at Comics Division. Right now, stuck in the middle of a video. Not sure what direction I'm going to take it. So hopefully I'll get that done over the weekend and it'll be out by Monday. Also, if you get a chance, go check out beachpunk.us for merch, and Culture Casino is streaming afterwards. So go and check him out during his post-flight.
Go check out Post-Flight with Culture Casino.
As always, great hanging out with all of you. Badges Claim, good seeing you again. And take care, everyone. Good night.
Comics, what's up with this video that's making him look all squished?
Making who look squished?
Culture Casino. I watch his videos, and it's like they got the aspect ratio just a little.
I don't know.
Off, and he's looking a little
Grant.
He's looking a little squished. Grant.
Yeah.
Gregory.
Grant's his editor. Yeah.
He's kind of weird, so he probably does it on purpose for some aesthetic.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably.
Just to
but
bug
hey,
you.
if you're stuck with a video, go to the gym. Always helps me. Go to the gym. Gets that brain going.
Yep.
Oh, wait. That's not the button I wanted to hit.
Oh my
Excellent.
god.
Good.
Everywhere X-Ray Girl. I'm probably gonna be playing Red Dead Redemption after I get some food. And tomorrow also Saucy Saturdays on Wicked Virtues channel, where Just Brew, myself, and Amanda talk about random stuff.
I saw you two yesterday.
Yeah, I was sober. Okay.
And you still made that face.
I think I was doing looking at the screen type of face. I
Uh-huh.
think. I'm not sure.
That looked like you were trying to read something on the screen, but
I think so.
that was classic. I'm going to use that so much now. It's so.
I know.
That was my favorite.
It's the perfect emoji face.
It is. It is.
So,
Well, thanks, X-Ray Girl.
Yeah. And thanks, Megan, for
We
being today.
have Quarter Black Carrot.
Hey, this week we returned. Normal World is back. We're doing
Yes.
shows again. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on our channel over there. As usual, Sunday Fun Day, my channel, X-Ray channel, Kara's channel, and Azza's channel. We play games, have fun. I think we're doing a new game this week, right?
Yeah, State of Decay 2.
State of Decay. So it's a survival zombie game. So I'm sure that'll
Sweet.
be fun.
Sweet.
Check that out. And after this, I'm working on the video for the Nerdrotic channel. So look out for that
Thanks,
breakdown
buddy.
of a very boring show.
Yeah, we try to spice it up with some humor that
The memes
that we
and
might
the videos are
That
just
we might
spot
have to
on.
cut. I left it in so far.
have you left it in so far? Yeah, we had tried to spice it up with some stuff. I hope people won't talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
But
It's
you
really
guys
easy
are
to find
crushing
clips for
it.
this show because
Thanks,
if you need
Baggage
like a
Claim.
blank, if you need a blank time for like with reactions, because you need a lot of that for B-roll, you could just click any random point in the show and she's giving a blank
Yeah,
expression.
dude,
so
it is
it's pretty good.
unbelievable. That's why that what Shad shared earlier was perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
that's it. The whole show.
I died with the Doctor Who episode. Every time that you did daughter, I just lost it. It was so perfect. It was so
Accurate,
perfect. Yeah.
Thank you. I go a little harder on this one. A little bit.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Just a smidge. There's one we have to keep. I don't care. Well, I can't say that. I mostly don't care. But there's one we have to stick in there. Garrett knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because usually I don't crack myself up too much.
That's why I wanted to leave it in because it's so good.
Put that one in there. I was like, oh shit. Because even at the end, I'm like, I don't think you should keep this in.
I just cut that part out and then left the joke
Okay.
in.
So that'll be out tomorrow. Thank you, Garrett. As always, you're fucking awesome. I have the best people.
Thank you,
I really
sir.
do in
Thank
the
you,
world. Shad M Brooks, publisher, swordsman, emu hater,
plushie,
As everyone
plushie
should be.
maker,
Plushie maker now,
Vegemite
that's right.
consumer. What you up to?
So if nothing comes up, I should be appearing on Flashcast tomorrow, which is it's just a fun, chill stream of Flashcast. I
love
find
the
myself
Flashcast.
tuning in. Yeah, I've always found myself tuning in every week just to see what they're chatting about, and it's always fun and chill. And Yellow Flash is awesome as well, so that's going to be cool. And everyone kind of knows where I'm at. I got a review of Echo out, Night's Watch, on Shadiversity. We our recent video we tested the high ground from Star Wars. Actually,
Oh, you
It's a good
tested
video.
it.
Very good video.
we actually tested it.
And so who on your staff has no more arms and legs and is on fire?
Whoever was on the high ground. So that was fun to test. And yeah, that's me. And working on all the stuffs, has got his books. That's awesome. And we're almost done for filming actually. And so sending out all the books that we're able
Dude,
to.
they are amazing. They like looks like a high-end book that I bought at a bookstore.
right.
That's exactly
That's
and it's,
right.
and the art is great. The art is
the
fucking
art is
great.
phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
And just well done. So I'll watch you. I watch Flashcast every Saturday, dude. I know this might come as news to people, but I've been on it like a bunch of times. Like a bunch of times. So, and I'll be on it again in the past. So yeah, well, you and Ryan, that should
Love
be a good
Flash.
show.
Flash.
Lofty. But I'll still watch it.
I love Lofty. He's got such weird opinions. and sometimes they're
Everybody
based,
loves the
sometimes they're
retard.
based. So he's very entertaining.
I'm kidding,
He's like-
Lofty. No, I like Lofty. I like Lofty.
So yeah, like
I
I
love
think,
Lofty.
yeah, he's fun. I know you'd be able to hang out having fun. Just when you argue with him, that's when it's like.
It's I
And
enjoy
so I wonder
watching
what'll
him.
happen. I'm sure. Yeah, I think he's a good dude.
Lofty's all right. We hung
Yeah.
out at Anime Matsuri. It was fun. He's a good guy. Chrissy Mayer, Mama. What do you got coming up?
Hello. This was so fun, guys. I really enjoyed just shitting on the Echo people.
It was fun.
I'll be in Dallas on the 25th. That's Thursday the 25th at headlining Hyenas in Dallas. So come on out, Texas people, for that. And I'll be headlining in Jersey, Morris Plains, New Jersey, Saturday, February 24th. And then after that, they won't let me fly. They probably won't let me fly, really. At
You
the
don't
end of
want to
this month.
fly after
But,
that. I think that's good.
I know.
Yeah.
But you can't stop me from running. I'll run.
Hey, according to
And
Marvel,
yeah,
according to
Simcast-
Marvel, Chrissy, you can ride a motorcycle and go into battle against other supervillains right now. So
I can't wait.
Yeah, totally.
I can't wait to lose a limb and get my own show. And then Simcast is always Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern on my channel.
thank you, Chrissy. You're brilliant.
Thanks, guys.
And
was
once
fun.
again, I would like to thank the brilliant Baggage Claim for joining us knuckleheads. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was so good to be back. I really enjoyed it. And as for what's going on with me, so if anybody wants to find my content, I'm Baggage Claim on YouTube. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm Baggage Claim 11. Kind of referencing what Chad and I talked about, I actually made a little thread talking about the impact of fatherlessness on society. So if you're interested in very depressing topics like that, check my content out. And the video I'm working on right now, hopefully I will get it done to release this coming week, is about the impact that feminism has had on Americans, on Western society. Of course, the motorcycle goes up those times.
Yes, I know that sound.
Yeah, so it's a video breaking down sort of how feminism has evolved over the years and what impact it's had. Spoiler alert, it's not been great.
I was gonna say, is it a positive impact or a negative?
No, it's been pretty negative, but it's also been very enlightening in the sense that seeing kind of the darker vision that they have had for many years for society, that we're actually closer to it than we think. So it's not an uplifting video, but it's a very informative video if we're going to continue to sort of fight back and try to reclaim the culture conversation. So look out for that.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. And just in case you don't know, you probably do in chat, but if you don't, she makes top tier work, really top tier YouTube work. So you don't want to miss it. Thanks again you're welcome. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you. And this was so much fun. Thank you so much, all of you.
I'm glad you have a very good sense of humor and can put up with retards. So thanks to the chat. You guys are the best part of the show. You were magnificent tonight. Thank you to the Nerdrotics. Thanks to everyone who left super chat and donation. You helped keep the lights on. We got a video coming out tomorrow, 1:30, 2:30, something like that, Central. And we'll be back next week with
Benny Johnson.
Benny Johnson. That's awesome. We love Benny.
He's a good dude.
One of the very, 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 very few political pundits who gets culture, who absolutely gets it. So Benny's a good dude. Until next time, everyone, have a good weekend.
Farewell.
See you later.
Can we sign goodbye? What's the sign for goodbye?
I got one.
It's not the middle finger, is it?
God damn, Gary. Some serious gourmet What flavor is this? That's right, it's the all-hell medium roast private blend. Check out the Geek Grind Coffee Nerdrotic page for our other options like the Decadent, Feathers of Liberty, vanilla-infused flavored coffee. Or if you're looking for something darker, try the Dark Roast FNT blend of the Fellowship. You know what? Just buy all three. GeekGrindCoffee.com. Use discount code Nerdrotic.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Dale, dale.